Sports. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
The Cardinals kick off their 3-day mandatory minicamp tomorrow. The high temperature could top out at 110. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight as the Panthers look to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Oilers will attempt to steal one at Sunrise, Florida. Puck drop is at 5 p.m. right here on Fox Sports 910. The D-backs have the day off out of their 4-game series split with the Padres. They're at home this week, starting with tomorrow's series opener against the Angels. And the Suns continue to mull a decision on what to do with that 22nd overall pick in the NBA draft, which takes place in just over 2 weeks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The Parker and
I hear you fine.
For your Monday, look for mostly sunny skies out there. Temperatures right around 106 degrees. And then for tonight, mostly clear with those overnight lows right around 79. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the
You are live.
Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
And early in the season, UConn decided to turn down an offer to take over for the Los Angeles Lakers, as ESPN just reported in the last couple hours, ending several days of speculation about his future and giving him an opportunity to try to guide the Huskies to a third national championship. What does that tell you, that the LA Lakers got turned down?
It tells me that Dan Hurley realizes they've already got a head coach and general manager in LeBron James. He doesn't want to go fight that animal, so to speak. I mean, that's $11 million a year, but money's not everything, I guess, when you look at something like that.
Well, he's going to get paid by UConn as well. Look, he's a East Coast guy. Rock, you grew up in Philly. There's a big difference between East Coasters and West Coasters. I think that he felt that he was going to be in a situation where he wouldn't be as comfortable being on the West Coast. I think that probably had part of the reason why he decided to stay.
Yeah, and I think as far as, the college athlete, the pro athlete, I'm sure they weighed all that in. He talked to his brother, I'm sure, a lot of pro athletes, and say, hey, look, what am I getting myself into? Okay, the Buss family, they give me a very generous offer. LeBron's there maybe 2 or 3 more years. Am I going to be able to do what I want to do and have the full cooperation from LeBron and the veteran players? Now, this was a young team. Up-and-coming team where your general manager and yourself are looking to build a team. I think that's probably a better scenario for him if he gets a long-term contract. But it's the Lakers. I got to tell you what, it's tough to turn down, but I'm sure there were some mitigating circumstances that just said, look, doesn't feel right, and money's not everything.
Like I said, East Coast, West Coast. This is all he knows. He's a Jersey kid. He's grown up and worked his entire life pretty much on the East Coast. Families, East Coast. My guess is he was just more comfortable in his own skin being where he is right now.
Pretty much, that standpoint, but what if the Knicks or Brooklyn stepped up?
Now, that's different.
Yeah, to your point,
different.
He might be more comfortable. He's around more family.
Yes.
Remember, his entire family's pretty much
here in the state. Yeah.
But that's about it. So, I think a lot of folks, how do you turn that money down? Well, there's more to it than just the money, especially when he's getting, about $8 million a year now?
Yeah.
At UConn.
The difference was only about $1.5 million went after taxes. That's how much more he would have been making as the Lakers head coach. So essentially, it goes back to what I just talked about, him being comfortable in his own environment. He's the king there. You move to Los Angeles, there are lots of kings in the sporting world. Notice I used that. You didn't pick up on it.
We did. We heard it.
Lots of kings in L.A.
We heard that.
Yeah.
I think that the other thing, too, is he wants to be an NBA coach. He's expressed that.
Yes, he has.
And people were I heard him talking about this last night. If he turns this down, why would you not go to LA? Why would you not this? Why would you not that? And then on his side of it, why would you if things don't line up in any particular way? And there might be some priorities he has. The kids in school, you're talking about the family.
Yep.
I think for him, he's got enough cachet to wait for another NBA job that I think fits his suit or fits his ilk as far as he wants to do.
Philly could open up. The Knicks or Brooklyn could open up. The Washington Wizards could open up.
Well, wait a second. There's a limit to what you go after.
Right. You're right about that.
But, I mean, if you're going to be part of a rebuilding NBA team, you better make sure that owner's dialed in.
Yes.
That your general manager's dialed in, and that you got a contract that's for 10 to $12 million a year, that if they let you go after 2 years, you're collecting a lot of cash, right? But I think a lot of guys, they're not looking at it from that standpoint. You want to go into a team, put your mark on it. You're there to try to win NBA titles and NBA championships. Otherwise, guys will stay at college or wherever they're at and continue to try to build on where he's at right now.
So is JJ Redick now the obvious choice? Is that where we're going to go?
Hey, JJ. This guy, you mentioned being the second fiddle. Hey, yeah, he turned me down from the prom, or she turned me down from the prom.
There have been lots of coaches, Manuch, that have been second and third fiddles.
Sure.
And they've done really well for them.
Well, Missoula's a classic example.
There you go.
In Boston.
Yes, perfect example.
Everybody else was, he doesn't work, he doesn't want it. Here's Missoula is just minding his own business, doing his thing with the Celtics.
Hey, dude, you're next in
the elevator. But, I mean, hey, I think with JJ, wasn't the salary scenario was more of that. He wanted more money. I can't blame him if he's going to do his analyst job and his podcast, and then go deal with all of that. And I think that's what Dan Hurley probably went, do I really want to go do with all of that? And that meaning stuff, LeBron, LA, this, that, the guy that, is he going to listen to me? Is he not? I'm curious to see if LeBron James had a chance to talk to him. I mean, if that was even a point of discussion when they had a chance to offer him the job. But
I can tell you this, there's a big difference between Los Angeles and Storrs, Connecticut. I've been in both. There is no traffic in Storrs, Connecticut.
No traffic, no toll. Well, there might be tolls. You have to wait. It won't take you 2 hours to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got to tell you what, doesn't surprise me that he turned it down, knowing all of the stuff that surrounds
He's nuts.
Minutia.
He's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
How do you not take that money? How do you turn down
because
one of the number one franchises in all of the sport?
I'm with you on that.
You turn it down because the thing is you can always go back.
Yes.
He could have taken that job, take the $70 million 6-year deal, lasted 2 years, a year, and gone right back and took the Kentucky job or the Duke job or whatever job is going to open up that he could jump on. And or get in there and then maybe get the Knickerbocker job if that opens up, or the Boston Celtics job.
I still think it's a family decision, Rock. And look, you moved from the East Coast to here. You've been here 30 years. You're a West Coaster.
I am now.
Yes, you are. But for that transition, I can tell you, living on the East Coast is totally different than living on the West Coast.
I couldn't agree more. But when your brother's been out here on the West Coast for so many years, they talk, they're best friends. I'm sure he has told him, hey, it is much better than the rustic cars and the potholes and everything that you deal with the winters back on the East Coast. But I love to see what his extension is now going to be.
Yeah,
because he'll get extended at UConn, and what will that pay him? But the fact that he turned him down is huge. And for Laker fans,
couldn't happen to a better organization.
Could have a better fan base.
Yeah.
But, they were all pumping their chests that, hey, Pelinka and Buss are going to get this guy that they want. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Remember when we said this Friday that he got on a plane and left? We're like, how the hell did you leave him? How do you get him to allow him to leave? Why didn't you close that deal while he's there? I think once he left, if they didn't close him on Friday, and we talked about this, then he's going back. I went, well, that's dangerous. If that's your guy, you close him there. What's it going to take, Dan? What are we going to need? What do we need to do? Is another $2 or $3 million? I'm sure his agent's right there too, going. Unless it's just going, you know what? The vibe doesn't feel good. And I'm a lot like you too, Rock. I'm like, well, what is $11 million a year plus or minus, plus LA, plus the Lakers not do for you that you can't go back to wherever? And for his standpoint is, hey, maybe it's just not the kind of guy I am. I want to coach. I want to teach. I want to do. He's so dialed in with his guys then maybe that doesn't transcend in the pro game.
Manuch, they were having a practice at 2:00 in the afternoon today, East Coast time.
Yes,
they were having a UConn basketball workout at 2:00 today.
And he might just think, after studying it and talking to people, you always have to do the pros outweigh the cons.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. If they don't, or if it's even, or the cons outweigh the pros, then you're going, it's not my time, my right time. Yeah. Not that there's not something down the road that he does, but if
there will be for him.
Sure. If it doesn't fit in his mind, it's, if that extension is equivalent to where he's at. But I'm like you, Rock. That's LA, man. You go win a couple titles there, you're on the map forever. Yep. Not that you're not on the map at UConn, but you are. Dan Hurley, your name gets mentioned. You win 2 or 3 championships there because you know they're going to spend the money in LA that they can help build at, unless he just wasn't comfortable with the players or the things that are going on there right now.
I'm with you on that, on being comfortable and uncomfortable. And look, a lot of people said, well, he's just going to go out there and use it as a tool to get more money out of UConn. I totally disagree with that.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he went there to actually explore that job and then came home and then decided that, okay, I'm going to get paid anyway now at UConn. I like where I am.
So do they make a run at a Bill Self? Do they make a run at a Mark Few or Scott Drew? Do they go down that road? John Calipari, of course, who
that's what I thought of.
Jumped, but with he jump at hat, he's got some history there in the NBA. But when you look at the top coaches of all time, where is Dan Hurley? Okay, you could say as of the last 2 years, he's there.
Yes,
but if you go over the last, say, 2-3 decades,
he's not.
He's not in the top 10.
That's correct.
Yeah, not if he now. Maybe he wants to be one of the best college coaches of all time. That's why he's staying, knowing he can get the recruits. He's got the NIL money. He's got the championships that he knows every year he can vie for an NCAA title, and maybe that's just his priority right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, there was a game 2 yesterday, too, in the NBA. Hey, top headlines are brought to you by the Sportsbook. That's where we are today. We're here every Monday. You can bet the game, watch the game. That's the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, or the CAZ Sportsbook. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, easy for me to say, plus 8 screens that display all the betting odds. So check it out here at Casino Arizona. Coming up, it's our Sounds of the Weekend presented by Document Solutions. What does it sound like when a soccer broadcaster calls the final play of a Major League Baseball game? You will hear it next. It's Fox Sports 910.
It's Jason Payne, owner of 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together. Patrick,
you got it.
Meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Duke's, Miller and McDowell. Shots it.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
John's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Time for today's play of the day, courtesy of Document Solutions, leading the valley of business solutions for copier and IT service. Their service can't be copied. 623-252-8282. Now let's get to the play of the day.
It wasn't play of the day, literally, for one Jimmy B, who had a little issue leaving the house today. Please expand on that, because this will make the rewind on Friday.
I'm sure it will. My garage door wouldn't open, and it was busted up on top with all the springs. I didn't know it at that time, so I tried everything. I pulled the cord. The garage still wouldn't move. Rock sent me a text. Are you tall enough to reach the cord? Thanks, Rock, for that one.
You knew that was coming.
I knew it was coming. So at any rate, I was in panic mode, so I called my boys at 5-Star Garage Doors. 5-Star Garage Doors. Isaac came out, was there roughly in about 30 minutes, and got the door fixed. I mean, he had to totally redo the door with all the springs and everything else so that I could get my car out of the garage. So my brother from another mother, Isaac, 5-Star Garage Doors, thank you so much. Oh, Rock's going to give him a hit here.
So
give him some love.
Jimmy's not really good at marketing a company. He had a company save his life today, and he's not even saying the name of the company right.
5-Star.
No, it's 5 Stars.
Oh, okay.
Garage Doors, okay?
He's the master,
602-625-5004, 625-5004. Again, 5 Stars Garage Doors.
Thank you, Isaac, for helping Jimmy out. You were going nowhere fast today.
I was going nowhere fast.
It's amazing. It came out the morning of, not the day of. The morning
they
of.
were awesome.
So let me ask you, did you tip him?
Yeah.
Did you?
I asked the first same thing, too.
Did you offer him a bottle of water?
No, I did. I offered him Gatorade. He already had water, and I gave him one of the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B golf towels as well.
That got you some.
That was his tip?
Juice.
That was his tip.
Yeah, well, hey, those things are worth a lot right
now. They
are
worth a lot, yeah.
Everybody in Sun Lakes has got them right now.
Might be on eBay.
By the way, you live in Sun Lakes and you have a garage. I think you guys have all carports out there.
God, just
carport.
Isn't that what the old school people all have? Sun City and Sun Lakes, you all have carports.
No, we're not even close to Sun City.
So Sun Lakes, you have carports.
Yes, we're the real deal.
So you do have carports.
Yeah,
so what kind of garage?
No, I have garages.
You do?
Yeah.
Are they connected to the house? Like you pull in your garage, do you open the door and then you're in your living room? Or are they disconnected? Like they
no, they are connected to the house.
Do you walk to your house from the carport?
Let's get to our real sounds from the weekend. This is pretty cool. This is what it sounds like when a football/soccer broadcaster is in Britain, London, that is, to call the final game of the Mets-Phillies over the weekend.
Smith against Castellanos. Wants to take his time, and who can blame him in the circumstances? He must be feeling so much pressure out there. Not the closer by any stretch of the imagination. That's Edwin Diaz. It's a closer by committee. He's the man today with the pressure on his shoulders. And Castellanos' bat explodes, and they're going to get the runner at home. They're going to get the time to win the game. What an end! The shattered bat. It's the Phillies rally, and they win game 2 in London 6-5. 17 hits. What drama! What a game! What a finish!
Love Steve Berthium, but I'll trade
that.
for this guy.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I was waiting for
awesome.
He shoots, he scores.
I
was waiting for that
awesome.
too.
TNT with the sound there. Here's Scotty Scheffler, what it means to win the Memorial Cup. We'll have more on him a little bit later, but this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very special.
Yeah, I think Mr. Nicholas did a lot of great things for the game of golf, but the effect he had on his community and our country as well is very special. And so I've looked up to him for a long time. He was always a family first guy, and I tried to put my family first as much as possible, just the way he did. And you can kind of see it. I think he's been married, I think he said 64 years now. And so Lord willing, marathon will make it that long. But yeah, it's special to be here, and it's even more special to be the winner.
Hell of a tournament, tough track yesterday in Columbus, Dublin to be exact, right, a suburb of Columbus, as Scotty Scheffler, who has just been on absolute tear this year. He's already earned over $20 million. He broke his record of last year. I think it's $24 million to be exact, somewhere around there, but we'll have that a little bit later when we do some sports bar gossip. Here is a clip from the game that actually occurred yesterday in the NBA, even though Dan Hurley is the story today. Jaylen Brown's clutch block with less than a minute left, which was somewhat of a game saver, potential game saver in this game that Boston took.
Jones with the rejection. Here's Irving. Washington drive. Blocked by White. What a block from Derek White. All out hustle. This would have cut it to 3. That's a potential game-saving play. Jaylen Brown as well, providing support.
I don't know who got the block on it. Actually,
it's like
they both were on it
there. Yeah,
and you could have easily in the replay saw a foul.
Yes,
I mean when they stopped the play, it was very evident one of the guy's hands was on the other, on the offensive
guy's
player's
hand.
Yeah,
but in the NBA, the hand is part of the ball. In the NBA.
Okay, but you could see there's a lot of aggressive fouls that weren't called yesterday.
Right.
I mean, they're letting these guys play these first 2 games, as they are the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
But there we have it. The Celtics taking care of business at home. Wasn't an easy one. Luka Doncic looked like he was going to put up one of those legendary hobbled player type games. He was all wrapped up before he started, but scores 48 points, inspires the team, but didn't work. When a hobble player scores 48, I should say, we're going back to Michael Jordan.
Going back to Isaiah Thomas on a busted ankle.
Yeah, but they're off to a pretty good start. An uninspiring game, I think, for the Celtics. They look good for most of it. They were convincing. It felt to me watching them, they were just going through the motions. But when the Mavs can't make any three-pointers, when Boston only missed 1 free throw, I thought that was the biggest part of the game. But Celtics, come on, they're whipping up on every team that's in front of them. Every team. 92.6% of teams that take a 2-0 lead in the playoffs go on to win the series. But my 3 respected radio partners here all feel the Mavs are going to be into this.
I think the Mavs rebound in Game 3 on their home court. Look, I can tell you this. If that block doesn't take place, but it did, that would have made it a 3-point game with about 1:40 left in the contest. But it was sensational defense, and it was a solid game by Dallas, who really only have one guy. And it's Luka Doncic, who is controlling the tempo and scoring points and rebounding and passing. I believe when they get to Game 3 in Dallas, I'm picking the Mavericks to win Game 3.
The other thing, too, is, Luka, how many turnovers did he have?
Yeah, a lot.
They had 15. He had some ill-advised turnovers at the end.
Yep.
Kyrie Irving, he can't stay cold forever, you hope.
That's the
thing.
thing.
You hope he can get his act together. But I think from the particular standpoint, it was kind of a sloppy game, slobber knock. Everybody's missing threes. But again, Boston's defense came alive when they had to.
Yep. But your Mavs attempted 4 3-pointers in that fourth quarter, and one of them was a heave at the end of the game by Doncic. So really 3. I mean, come on. What's going on? And just a little nugget. Your player, Kyrie Irving, 0-12 in Boston.
Yep.
Since he left.
He hasn't won.
0-12.
Hasn't won a game there
and everybody in Boston goes to church on Sundays because they're 13-0. 13-0 on Sundays.
They still, you got to hope that they win Wednesday.
Must be God's chosen team.
I guess.
I mean, they haven't lost on Sunday.
It's like God loves the Patriots too, right? Get the most
I've never said
titles.
I've never said that. I mean, but, Game 3 could be dangerous. If they do win that one. But if they go 3-0, then it's over.
Well, I agree with that, yes.
Yeah, he can't do it by Luka can't do it by himself. Especially the bench had scored, 9 points total? Yeah. I mean, you got to get some help from the bench. Washington, nowhere to be found. I mean, he hit 17 yesterday. But, I mean, you're not seeing a cohesiveness. And at that point, he's hoisting threes at Luka from everywhere. And he's making them off of one leg or spin arounds. Or
he's hurt. That boy is hurt, and he's just balling. Yep.
You know, what I do like Jason Tatum, for a guy that is not playing to his potential. When his shots aren't falling, he is somewhat of more of a playmaker, right? He's a facilitator.
Yep. Yes.
He's trying to get other guys in half. I mean, he had 8 first half assists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a career high there. So for a guy that is just not playing well, and he is their superstar, he's actually getting the other guys.
Wasn't he? Is it 1 assist or 1 rebound from having a triple-double himself? I believe that was
he had 12 assists and 9 rebounds.
9 rebounds.
But,
and
the guy,
away from
the guy that always steps up, Drew Holiday. I mean,
happy holidays.
I mean, my gosh, I'm like, oh my, the guy is. I mean, talk about assists, kicking it out to him.
Just
hit some key threes.
How did they get him?
Oh, it was simple. Because
how did they get him?
They got on the phone and said, "Hey, well, we want Drew Holiday. Okay, take him." That's how simple it was.
He's the closer.
He is.
He's unstoppable in the paint.
Yeah,
no, he's terrific.
Defensively, we had 11 rebounds. I mean, and he was
great player.
You know,
why do you think that the Suns lost 4 straight? Obviously Giannis came up and played.
What's
really,
Giannis'
really
last
big.
name?
3.
Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
So he came up and played very well in that series. But you go back and look at it and see what Holiday did. Drew Holiday was playing lights out basketball.
Hey, let's squeeze in one more sound. Angels are up next for the D-backs. They split this past weekend in San Diego. They got the Angels in town. This is how their last game ended. This was yesterday I believe it was in L.A.
And he drives one out toward left field, moving back for it. His Cabot's out near the wall, and Cabot's caught it. No, it isn't. It's gone. It's a home run. Oh, he hit it out. The game's over. It's a home run.
2.
Jones went on a walk-off. Cabot thought he had it, but it fell out of his glove. And the Angels win it 9-7.
They scored 2 runs in the 8th and 9th to beat the Astros at home.
He has that ball. He goes there. He has it, and he brings his glove back, and no ball.
Yeah.
And I wondered. I mean, the fans were like right there. It looked like they backed off if somebody didn't I
don't think anybody hit it.
Nobody. He did. I think as he was coming back real quick to say, "I got it,"
It flipped
right out of his hand. Game, set, match. Angels mixing in a win coming into starting tomorrow.
So there you have it. Today's sound brought to you by Document Solutions. Are you looking for a all-in-one wireless printer? Then call Document Solutions of the Valley. Their phone number is 623-252-8282. That's 623-252-8282. Get yourself or business a new all-in-one printer. Right now, you can either buy, lease, or even rent many makes and models. If you're a small business owner like myself, Document Solutions can help. I switched routers on Friday, made one phone call. Within minutes, they had me set up on another a router, which was outstanding. So small business, but they do big things. Their service can't be copied. Ask for our good buddy Greg. He'll take care of you. Again, that is Document Solutions of the Valley, 623-252-8282. Coming up, we will get into this game a little bit more as Tim Kempton will join us. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Mercury outlasted the Dallas Wings in double overtime to notch their 2nd straight win and their 6th of the season. Next up, the Las Vegas Aces on Thursday. The Cardinals kick off their 3-day mandatory minicamp tomorrow. The high temperature could top out at 110 degrees. The D-backs are off out of their 4-game series split with the Padres. They're at home this week, starting with tomorrow's series opener against the Angels. Jordan Montgomery is the probable starter. Some front office moves for the Suns, who hired Matt Tellem as assistant general manager and Brian Gregory as vice president of player programming. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Over the years, Lerner has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, has been cooling their customers for over 35 years. Fogco provides their customers with results that exceed their expectations, with reliable misting and fogging solutions that you can count on all summer long. Head to fogco.com.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line.
Does it have to be family?
It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
At Charmin, we're so excited for Pride Month, we just had to sing about it.
Here and inside Rudy, so come together and shake that booty. Charmin loves his vibes and everybody wants to will help you stay clean when you need it the most.
Charmin is proud to partner with iHeartRadio for Can't Cancel Pride for the 5th year in a row.
He's ready.
And while Pride is only a month long, our support rolls on forever. Enjoy the go and enjoy Pride with Charmin.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Part of the Phoenix Suns NBA Finals team, NBA and Suns color analyst Tim Kempton now joins the Roc and Manuch show on Fox Sports 9 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
All right, Tim joins us now right through the guest line, talk about Game 2. But before we do that, Tim, I'd like to get your take on Dan Hurley turning down the Laker job. Did you expect that, or did you think there may have been a chance?
You always think there's a chance, when you go to one of those pro teams, because the pro game is so different. You don't have to recruit anymore. You're concentrating on basketball all the time. You're dealing with men instead of, kids, and cutting class and all that stuff at the collegiate level. But $70 million, that's life changing. So he's got something special going on in UConn, and again, he's the man in UConn. You go to the LA Lakers, you're coaching guys that want to run the team and everything, and we know we got the biggest player GM to ever walk the planet on that team. So there's a lot of good things, bad things to both sides, and obviously Danny Hurley wanted to stay at UConn and continue running that program.
You think that as controlling as Dan Hurley is with that UConn program, that he might have been, what I think I hear you saying to me, might have butted heads with some of the veterans, especially when LeBron James, the quasi head coach, quasi general manager?
Oh, without a doubt. In college, the head coach is a man. He controls everything. Storrs, Connecticut is his whole area, and yeah, exactly. When you go to the pros, it's going to be somewhat, but you go to the Lakers. First, obviously, if you don't win a championship, you're a failure there. The money's nice, but he's got a great life. He's got a great thing going in Connecticut, and wanted to stay there. And do you want to have to, take a back seat to LeBron James, especially at this point of his career? He's only going to be around for another year or two. So, that's a headache that he just didn't want.
I can identify with that. Working with these two guys, it's a headache I didn't want, but I'm still here, Timmy.
And lucky to have it,
yeah,
Jimmy.
Really. Here's the thing, Tim. Do they go then for JJ Redick? Is he the guy then that is going to be next in line, or is it Borrego, who's the assistant coach that they've been talking to as well?
Yeah, I think James Borrego and Kenny Atkinson would be much better choices for the Lakers in the overall scheme of things. But then again, you have to factor in LeBron James and what he says and decides in the whole situation. But James Borrego's phenomenal. Kenny Atkinson is a guy that's been around the block. He understands the NBA game very well. He's won championships. So I think those two guys are better than JJ, just from the standpoint of all the pressures and everything that goes with the job in Los Angeles.
Are you in Flagstaff, by the way, with the train? I mean, where are you?
You like that, huh? That's pretty good.
Is that Flagstaff? Are you near Flagstaff?
Pretty close.
Okay, all right, good. All right, we don't want to tell people
Cooler.
where you're at, but just
cooler climb.
Yeah. All right, game 2. This game was a little tighter, obviously, than game 1. What was your biggest takeaway?
That it really all depends on what the Celtics do. Whatever the Celtics do or don't do is going to factor into how the series goes. Defense again was phenomenal. They're just wearing those guys down, not letting the bench players get involved. I mean, you look at Dallas's lineup, and those guys have got to be given shots by Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and the individual defense on those two guys, by the Celtics, doesn't force any rotations, doesn't leave guys open in the corner for three, PJ Washington, Jones Jr. Those guys aren't going to create their own shots. And because of the way the Celtics play defense individually out front, I mean, you got Tatum, you got Brown, you got, Derek White is doing a heck of a job. And then, of course, Drew Holiday just makes it difficult. And, just wearing those two guys down, they don't have to worry about rotations. They stay home on those guys, and they're a much more balanced offensive team. I mean, last night it was Drew Holiday. Jason Tatum. Tatum doesn't have a good game, but it's not a big deal because they have so many good players that can make shots on that Boston Celtic team. Well, and they didn't even shoot the ball that well. They only made 10 threes, and
right.
They still had plenty of a game. So it's really up to what the Celtics do. And they're going to have to stub their toe in a big way for Dallas to gain any ground on them, in my opinion.
It's interesting when we've been talking about Drew Holiday, and you talk about Tatum's and Brown, and they're kind of front and center, but there's steady as she goes. Drew Holiday, he just kind of seems to know when to pick it up and when to calm guys down. And his 26 points and with 11 or some rebounds, he just quietly goes about his business. But I call him the closer, Tim.
No, he's phenomenal. We saw it front and center. The Suns had a 2-0 lead on the Bucks a couple of years ago, and Drew Holiday said, "Okay, that's enough, Devin Booker." And he really took Devin out of the series as a young guy that hadn't faced that in the playoffs yet. His first big run, and Drew Holiday to me, he's one of the best players in the league that doesn't get talked about enough. Because he's not flat, just goes about his business, and whatever the team needs at any given moment, he does, and he's just so consistent. He's just so good, and mentally he's so tough. He's not worried about scoring points or whatever. It's just, okay, this is what I'm going to do right now because this is what the team and my guys need right now.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Tim, take me to Luka Doncic and explain to everybody how good this guy is. First off, he can hardly run with a bad sprained knee. He can't breathe. He's all wrapped up he looked like the Michelin Man before the game began. How in the wide world of sport does he have a triple-double and still keep his team in contention with everything that is going on with his body?
You believe all that stuff with Luka Doncic. You've seen him flop and act and be a diva, and you think that's because he's hurt. Those are called excuses. No, I'm just joking.
I know that.
You guys know I'm not a big Luka Doncic fan. I think he goes about. He's very talented. Let me make that first and foremost. Luka Doncic is a heck of a basketball player. I just don't like the way he plays. But that's the perfect example. Luka could go out and get a triple-double, and it really doesn't, mean a heck of a lot in the scheme of things because Boston is just a better team, 1 through 12 or 1 through 8, whatever you want to say, whoever's playing the game. He's a heck of a player. He's got size, so he has the ability to shoot over guys. He's got size to to take smaller players down low as well as go against bigger players. He's got great range. And, he's always in control. He's another one of those guys. You don't think of Luka as a speedster or this guy that's going to beat you, with his quickness, but he plays to his timing, his speed, and just wears you down. He's got great court vision, obviously. So, that always helps with his passing. You try to double team him, and he throws it over the top of those double teams. Yeah, he's a heck of a ball player, and right now they're just wearing him down. He looks fresh to start the game, but the second half.
3.
So, Tim, aside from Kyrie Irving stepping up and mixing in a shot once in a while, who else is the other individual or individuals that need to step up and help Luka out?
Oh, I think we lost him.
It's a trains.
I'm going to call back.
Yeah, well, gee, we can reconnect.
Oh,
with
we're
Timmy
good. We only had a minute left, so that's okay.
Okay.
We'll catch up with him another time, but good to catch up with Tim Kempton. He will join us later in the week from wherever he is. I'm sure much cooler than here. When you hear a train,
yeah,
you know you're not in Phoenix.
Especially that train.
Or at least downtown.
We know that
Phoenix you may, but that particular train sounded like Route 66.
Yes,
maybe.
Yep.
Sitting at that old Marley's. He's sitting at that old Marley's, right there on 66, looking over, and he's seeing that train go by.
2.
Either that or that train that's on Flagstaff you hear come on. You hear that echo throughout the canyon.
What I'm talking about?
No, well,
66.
Route 66.
Yeah,
Marley's.
Flagstaff. Yeah, Marley's, Flagstaff.
You got a place up there?
He did. Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I said the old Marley's.
Oh, I didn't realize you ever had one up there.
Starting the week off again.
No.
Because I told you, I know you sent me the email. You apologized for last week. So this week you're going to step up. You missed it, Jimmy B. Rewind. Rewind was all Manuch.
I never had a
you
chance.
mean I was off the hook?
You were on just a little bit. You weren't on long term.
There's trains that go downtown Phoenix too at the current Marley's.
Okay, but
they never knew we had a Marley's up in Flagstaff.
You didn't?
Never, ever.
Yeah, they had one for a long time.
No, because that train's distinctive. That's a Flagstaff train going.
Exactly.
through there.
Yeah.
If that's what you meant, I had no idea. Didn't have a point of reference.
It's all right.
Now that I know, okay.
Because you nodded like you knew what I was talking about.
Well, I thought maybe
he always does
the
that.
downtown and the downtown Marley's. That's what I'm aware of.
Hey, Tim Kempton is brought to you by Fogco. Beat the heat with a patio misting system. We all know mornings and nights are great here in the Valley. Well, how about putting something out there in your backyard or in your pool area that can cool it all the time? Stay cool all summer. Fogco in Tempe. Mr. They give you a free quote by going to the website, fogco.com. That's fogco.com. Or you can call them 800-607-6478. That's 800-607-6478. They've been serving the Valley for over 35 years. Get a quote. Find out if you can put one in your backyard and cool that yard all summer long. That's fogco.com. Coming up, the FBI releases 405 pages of documents on the O.J. Simpson murder investigation. I'm going to go through all 475 pages next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Don't let erectile dysfunction impact your performance. It's a common medical condition, and there's no shame in seeking help. Arizona Urology Specialists. Personal care for life's most personal issues. Visit ArizonaURO.com or call 602-887-2160.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Let's get ready for football! It's football at 50. The top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Wednesday will be the 30-year anniversary of the 1994 murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Murders in which O.J. Simpson was the only person who was ever arrested and charged with committing. Of course, he was found not guilty of the crimes. We all know about the civil suit and the money, the $33.5 million of damages and things like that. He never did have to pay him. But now that he's passed, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has released 475 pages of documents.
And you're going to read them all.
Yeah. There's no real major bombshells here, but there was one issue. The shoes. What probably was this? It was a shoes issue. That there was never any direct evidence that OJ was at the crime scene. That they tried to match up some fibers that may have been left by shoes that he was wearing at the crime scene with some rare shoes that are made out of some place in Italy.
Bruno Mali.
Yes. So maybe they were trying to make some kind of connection, but I don't think that they got anywhere, right? It was never heard about in the trial, right?
No, it wasn't. But this was interesting because when they tried to bring the shoe equation into it, then when he was still working on the Monday night games and working the sidelines, they had a photo of him and he was wearing Bruno Mali shoes. Now that did take place, but I don't think that they ever were able to put those two together.
Well, the thing was they saw those and they were okay, he has a pair, but they never ever found the pair.
Right.
They scoured his closets with as much DNA in those days as they could 30 years ago to try to figure out, was there any piece of the shoe or any fat or whatever fibers from the shoe that they could match at the crime scene. So they could. The only real evidence they had were the gloves for that whole thing. And the other thing was when that one police guy, the detective, got on the stand, they kind of busted him for not so much lying, but the discrimination of that thing. So they started to put all that together. But yeah, like the Nicole Brown sisters are having a documentary now talking about that whole thing and his background. They threw everything in court to convict him, his background, what he did. And they got recordings there. They play the recordings of her saying, he's beating me up again, blah, blah, blah. So all those connections, but they can't really technically prove, unless the civil suit, as you talked about, that they prove he did commit the crime.
Much easier, though, to convict on a civil than it is a criminal.
Another point of interest in the documents were fibers that were recovered from the white Ford Bronco that he was riding in during the that chase that we all watched on television live, which was just amazing. There were a bunch of other things that were in there too, but unfortunately, with the death of O.J. Simpson, it means that his personal investigation has come to an end, and we will now never know the identity of the real killer.
Yeah, he said that they were close to the police are close to finding that individual for the last 30 years. Never a beat. There was no other person they were tracking or looking for.
He was searching golf courses and sand traps looking for the killer.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Hey, some other football news. Veteran tight end is calling it a career. Darren Waller has informed the Giants that he is retiring. He's been away from the team for a while, given up a lot of money, gave up a potential $200,000 workout bonus. He also gave up his salary of just over $10.5 million. The G-men will save close to $12 million in cap space by designating him for the first cut in June. So there's an interesting story behind it. If you get online, check it out. But he overdosed in 2017, and it was just a bad deal back in 2017. And I guess he had all these symptoms of blacking out and not being able to remember stuff and shaking uncontrollably, losing consciousness, and just all kinds of issues. And he feared for his life, and he missed a bunch of games. So he has said that he is going to try to get his life in order. But to walk away for $35 million.
That's
31
a lot of
years
money.
old.
Yeah,
31. You're
where do you rank him as far as
Waller?
because he was an incredible.
He looked the part.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean,
physically, you look at it, you're like, this guy's a beast.
I think if Darren Waller had been on another team besides the Giants, I think things might have blossomed more so if he'd been with a team that's throwing the ball more.
Okay.
I mean, he was Danny Dimes' go-to guy.
He was.
I mean, he was the guy, outstanding
But
tight
before
end.
that, with the Raiders, he was
great with the Raiders. I thought,
Yeah, I think that. But I look at him and go,
I think of him as a Raider.
Yeah,
me too. To a point. But I mean, you just think
no, not to a point. You think of him as a Raider.
Well, I think his last time when you look at as a Raider and as a guy that's come out and had that skill talent, that specific skill talent that can really take it to another level. I think longevity is part of that. And you think of
9 seasons.
Yeah, you think and that's for a lot of guys. You see with one defensive back that's retiring at 31, tight ends. Guys get to that 8, 9, 10 years. Running backs is huge. But if you're a tight end guy that's out there blocking and catching all the time, that's why Travis Kelce. He feels he like playing another 2 or 3 more years. I said that's great. Play out your last contract till early mid-30s for a tight end. That's pretty good.
So that is your football at 50 here, and it is brought to you by the CAZ Sportsbook. That's where we today, and it's the home of Take the Points, which can be heard Saturdays from 11 to 1. I believe there's a job vacancy open now, as the one and only who was my intern with Ron Wolfley back in the 90s, Mike Gross, has retired from the industry.
And moving on.
One more show left.
One more show. Yeah, Ballard calls me. He's like, "Hey, you're coming next Saturday, right?" I'm like, "Why?" we're gonna send him off. I'm like, "Send him off where?" I'm like, "It's not like he's moving out of the country. He's a friend. Like, I have so many better things I want to do at 11 o'clock on a Saturday than come see and hang out with you three, especially if Bauer's there." "Yeah, are you coming by Saturday?" I'm like, "For what?"
The send-off party one Mike Gross. We're gonna miss him, that's for sure. Definitely gonna miss him.
So you should go Saturday.
If I'm in the neighborhood, I might stop by. Yeah,
you won't.
If I'm gonna be tied up.
You'll be training QBs.
I will. Yeah, it'll be a long. Since we got Father's Day off, I'm giving the young men Father's Day off. It'll be a long Saturday, so we'll try to take the Saturday, Sunday guys and combine them on Saturday. Get them all mixed in.
I didn't see you out there Saturday, man. What time did you shut it down?
At 3:30. Yeah, 3:30. It was 1:30 to 3:30. We shut it down out there.
1:30 to 3:30. You shut it down.
We're out there. Yeah, we're out there training.
So let me ask this question again. When did you shut it down for practice on Saturday?
About 3:30.
Oh,
yeah, about 3:30 on Saturday.
So 1:30 to 3:30.
1:30 in the afternoon to 3:30 in the afternoon.
That's when you shut it down.
Well, we were practicing from that time. We
Oh.
shut it down at 3:30.
Okay, thank you. Take 3.
People
When
just-
did you shut it down? Your practice
At 3:30.
Okay,
yes,
but
at
you
3
started at 1:30.
Sorry,
Does
1:30.
he
Oh, you
just
didn't-
talk in circles?
I thought you're. I always see you 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning.
No, that's
at Cactus Park.
Sunday morning
Oh.
is early to about 1 o'clock, and then move down the East Valley and go from 2 o'clock till 7 o'clock at night.
So what time you shut it down on Sunday?
Sunday night,
Yeah.
about 7:30.
Okay.
I just want to give you my schedule.
No, I don't need your schedule. I just.
If you want to stop by and see Uncle Rock,
Dude, I beep all the time. I see you. I've been over there with my golf cart saying hi to you, and But
we love a visit from Uncle Rock once in a while. What are you guys doing? Well, hey, Rock, I need somebody to catch.
I don't know why you've never asked me to do that. I mean, I would love to be out there catching balls.
I didn't think anything beyond 95 degrees. You
I want to line up with Jax.
I'd love to have Jax.
I'd like to see that happen.
Young wideout, from Montana.
I'd pay money to see that matchup.
Jax has got an open invitation to come out anytime he wants.
Just let me
work with the receivers.
I'd rather throw because I was always steady quarterback in kids.
You could
telephone pole with a Nerf.
1.
Done.
Jax can catch. You can throw it back.
I would just say, just go long.
Just go long.
Just go long. And none of these button hooks or down and outs. Just go long. It'll be there. When you look up, it's right there.
Just head to the blue car and the street, and I'm going to throw it to you.
Hey, hour number 2, women's professional basketball. I'm going to have some fun here. Well, I don't know if it's fun. They continue to shoot themselves in the foot. I'll tell you why I mean that. And Major League Baseball gambling is leading to player death threats. Serious stuff. Bob Nightingale had a hell of a piece yesterday. USA Today. Craig Bowie as well. So it's coming up as we continue the Sportsbook King Casino. You got Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Introducing the Ping Chi 430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's straightest driver yet. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinder provides you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Freeform Radio. Search Freeform Radio and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app. Come celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Unlock your ultimate wedge play with Pokey SM10 wedges, made for lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us for Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line.
Does it have to be family?
It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group studio, this is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final is coming up today as the Panthers look to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Oilers will attempt to steal one in Sunrise, Florida. Coverage starts at 5 right here on Fox Sports 910. The Cardinals kick off their 3-day mandatory minicamp tomorrow. The high temperature could top out at 110. The D-backs have the day off out of their 4-game series split with the Padres. They're at home this week, starting with tomorrow's series opener against the Angels. Jordan Montgomery is the probable starter. Hired Matt Tellem as assistant GM and Brian Gregory as VP of player programming. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for mostly sunny skies out there. Temperatures right around 106 degrees. And then for tonight, mostly clear with those overnight lows right around 79. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Truly Nolan. Truly Nolan. Faster than a speeding cockroach, smarter than conniving ants, and more nimble than a swarm of mosquitoes. That's why when Truly Nolan is in hot pursuit, there's no escape. For a free inspection and $50 off pest control, go to TrulyNolan.com.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Roc. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977.
Your life?
And always online at lernerandrow.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Early, well, who's staying at UConn? Is that good for college basketball? I think it is. Huskies have a legitimate chance at a three-peat, which would put him, that being Dan Hurley, in a rare area when it comes to that sport, putting it at the top with some of the big timers. To get 3 in a row would just be unbelievable. He'd be one of those guys like a Coach K or a Roy Williams, Jay Wright. Put him in that category, which I think he's pretty close right now, as he's kind of dominated over the last 2 years, but turns down a massive 6-year contract, reportedly $70 million, and he is going to stay at UConn.
There's got to be a lot of, when you weigh the pros and the cons out, there's a lot of cons. That went against not taking that job when you see that kind of money. The money, the Lakers, L.A., Hollywood, Beverly, I mean, the whole 9 yards.
He doesn't want it, Manucci doesn't want
obviously, there's more to it than the money and the flash and all the bells and whistles that go with L.A. At least for him right now, it just is not a fit for him. That's all I can say.
Coach K, he turned down the Lakers back in 2005.
Right.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
Eventually won 2 more titles at Duke. Yeah. So it has happened before. You just find it's tough because, as you said, Manuch, he's been open about his interest in coaching in the pros. Yep. He's only 51 years old. Maybe in the coming years, if a New York job opens up, maybe he'd go to the Knicks.
He's an East Coast guy through and through. That's his whole life. And there's a big difference between living on the West Coast and living on the East Coast.
And don't you think he didn't talk to a lot of people
he did.
About that job, about L.A. and LeBron and Davis and the pros versus the college kids? I mean, you mentioned earlier, I guess they had practice. UConn did
today at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah.
I mean, I think he seems like a very controlling guy.
Yes.
Would he have control of that team when you have 2 megastars, superstars?
It's totally different.
It's totally different deal. It's almost like he's got to go from 4th gear to 2nd gear, and that may not be in his DNA as far as his personality,
right,
and what he wants as far as
at
coaching.
least not yet in his DNA. And you have to remember that all of those guys, everybody in the NBA, believes they're a star. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. And it's more of a massaging egos than it is actually doing X's and O's.
Caitlin Clark, the top pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. We all know who she is. We know how good she is. She's an absolute superstar. She has put the WNBA on the map. USA Basketball has decided not to include her on the 12-player roster for the women's Olympic competition, which is this summer in Paris. There's a veteran-dominated roster there. They have won 7 straight gold medals. Now, she was one of 14 players that did get an invitation to the pre-Olympic training camp back in April, but she couldn't attend because she was playing in the Final Four. I look at this as such a rare opportunity for USA basketball to continue the momentum with their particular sport and make it more mainstream. I don't care if she's on the bench. You have her as that 12th person on that roster. I don't get this at all. I think they missed big time on this because I can't see why they cannot want to quadruple their viewership.
That's fair.
The team doesn't necessarily need her.
Right.
They're going to win it no matter what, right? I mean, they're
Yep.
that dominant. But what an incredible missed opportunity to grow the game of women's basketball. I mean, Kristen Leitner, he was a college guy,
Yep,
right? They
yep.
put him on the
Yep,
dream
they
team.
did.
But I think they blew this one.
I would agree,
Absolutely
Rock.
blew this
I
one.
totally concur with that. I think that look what she's done in the short period of time that she's come into the league, selling out stadiums. The teams are getting charters versus flying commercial. The numbers at one team had to move it to their NBA arena because they sold out so many.
That was the Washington Mystics.
Yes.
And they have not won a game, the Washington Mystics, and they had over 20,000 people.
And to your point, there's the USA women's team is like 70-3. The JV team that they put on the court can beat Indonesia or Iran or whomever else.
Whoever.
I mean, she's like, here's this shining star, bang, that there's actually people I know that have never watched a WNBA game. They've watched him, that they're tuning in, watching, if they can find it somewhere,
Right.
watching the WNBA games from that standpoint. But she's like this icon that's coming into here, and they're going, wow, how refreshing. She's a great kid. She's humble. And I got to tell you what, she's handled this. Talk about the high road and the class that she has with a lot of people that haven't had the class to what has been happening. I concur with you, Rock. This is like you missed an opportunity for people. There may be no people. It'll be over in Paris. That's odd hours. There'll probably be a lot of tape delays that will tune in that have never tuned into a women's basketball game. Would have
Yeah,
to that point.
I'm with you on that. Now, several reports have come out. One of them by Christine Brennan of USA Today, who, by the way, was the first to break the story that Clark was not going to be on the team. But one of the things that she presented as a reason why they didn't want her on the team, because they were afraid they were going to get severe backlash because she wouldn't get many minutes on the court. What the hell is that about? She's not going to get a lot of minutes. You're going to win every game by 30 to 40 points. You can find 10 minutes for her to get out there.
Who was she quoting, Jimmy? Who was her? Who was she quoting?
She said she had impeccable sources.
Yeah, I saw the story too.
Okay. Yep. And the same sources that gave her the story that Clark was not going to be on the team also gave her the inside
because she also went, and Christine also went down the road saying, you know, this is a multi-million-dollar sensation.
Yes.
She signs autographs for dozens of kids before and every game.
Yep.
And has just basically changed the sport. How does USA basketball not take advantage of the millions of fans that she has? Not tens of thousands. It's millions.
Yes.
I would agree, Rock. And this has got to, I feel I'm only speculating here, folks. I think this came from some of maybe the senior or older players and people within. I think a little jealousy, envy.
Oh,
she hasn't earned it or whatever. I don't give a damn. I don't care if she hasn't earned it or not. There's a lot of people on that team, and I'm like you, Jimmy. They could score 50, 60 points. They'll put her in just her being on the team.
That's correct.
If you imagine the people in Paris, they don't want to show up at practices.
All right,
they want to meet her and sign autographs. And you know what? By the way, Diana Taurasi and the rest of you, you're going to have these people probably want your autograph too. Maybe they're feeling like,
all right. So when there's rules, okay, and you know, Rebecca Lobo was on ESPN this morning and basically talked about the fact that when it comes to forming the women's Olympic team, there's a 3-year process. It started back in 2022. There's training camps. Then there was a World Cup. And there's multiple training camps that go on throughout the year into 2023. Then, of course, this year. So it is a process. So she is supporting the process, but she may also be, and I'm not speaking for her, but may also be one of the old school former players that is maybe jealous of the fact that she couldn't turn the league around.
Real quick, that's a cop out. Total cop out. She knows what Caitlin Clark does. Yeah. She's saying that for her friends, for the committee, for those that are against her for whatever reason.
Here's what's going to happen. I guarantee you this. I'll put my money where my mouth is right now.
Okay.
There will be a player that drops out because of an injury.
Correct.
Whatever it may be, a hamstring, and she will be a replacement.
Well, she's already on the, what do you call it? The
taxi squad.
Well, the backup list.
Yeah,
she would be the top replacement.
She's an alternate.
She's exact. She's an alternate. So I agree with her. Something's going to happen. How do you not put her on this team? Basketball, women's basketball, American, whatever. I don't care about your damn process. She will help grow your game immensely.
Okay, but what do you say to the people that believe in the way that the process works? Okay, you said, I don't give a damn what this process is. Put her on.
Okay.
So would that be the same for men? If there was, say, Bronny James' kid, or James's kid, Bronny, is a superstar, but he hasn't gone through the process, but because he's the next superstar, because he's LeBron's kid, do you throw him in there?
They could have voted process aside, so that's a contradiction I hear here. Process aside, they could have put her on the team.
But it started 3 years ago, the process.
Okay,
she was in college junior in Iowa.
Yeah. Her last 2 years, she's been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah,
we
get that.
So you got to look at her. But I would say, hey, look, I think every rule has an exception. If you want to grow,
it doesn't.
Hold on. If you want to grow your women's basketball internationally and worldwide to where the men's basketball is, or NBA basketball, then at that point, okay, they make an alternate. Well, if the process was key, why is she an alternate? That's my whole contention. If she gets in there, well, she can't be an alternate because she didn't go through the process. Well, now she can, because it's all about the growth of the game. And we know you're going to crush everybody and win another gold medal.
Here's the thing, and Manuch, you touched on it. I'm going to elaborate on it. You talked about people are going to show up at their practices and want autographs. No, they're not going to show up big time at the USA women's practices because she's not there. If she's there,
I'm
going to say, if she's there, it'll be a crush of humanity to try to see her, get a photo, get an autograph. And USA women's basketball might have been thinking, I'm just throwing this one out, might have been thinking it's all going to be about Caitlin Clark and not about the rest of the USA women's basketball team. And they are afraid of that.
Oh, by the way, God forbid the arena when they play is sold out there in Paris versus 3,000 people watching them take on Indonesia or Japan or whatever. They'd have jam-packed people from Paris and around Europe coming to watch her play.
I'm with you. You're talking to the crowd here, and I agree with that. But they have looked at it, I'm telling you, because of the backlash they would get from the players that are on there, that it would be all about her. Remember the Dream Team? They had to do separate things for Jordan because he couldn't go anywhere. He was mobbed every time he went someplace. That would be the same case for Caitlin Clark, and she's only going to get a minute or two or maybe 5 minutes in a game, and that's it.
Hey, today's headlines are brought to you by the CAZ book. That's where we're at today. You can bet the game. You can watch the games. They got them all here. The Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display the lines, and the home of Take the Points on Saturdays from 11 to 1. Mike Tomlin will not be up for the Laker job. He just got a 3-year extension with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All there. Hey, the genie is out of the gambling bottle. Death threats, corruption, consequences in baseball. Is it going to get bad before it gets better? Or is it going to be similar to the corruption with international soccer? We're going to react, I should say, to the latest Bob Nightingale story from USA Today next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets
Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
You've been injured in a car accident? Call Rappy Law Group.
Call Rappy. Call Rappy. Call Rappy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call Rappy. 6, 2, 3, 4. Call Rappy. Call Rappy.
Call Rappy Law Group, a local attorney.
AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Got a car-loving dad? Nice. We've got a Father's Day sale. Right now, our Armor All Ultimate 8-piece bucket kit is just $25. That's soap, a wash mitt, wheel cleaner, tire shine, glass wipes, and interior wipes. Plus, a bucket to use for the wash. All for just $25 at the AutoZone Father's Day sale. Now through the 16th.
Get in zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wake up with the drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning,
You're live?
to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
In the bathroom. He goes like every break. Bob Nightingale recently wrote a piece in the USA Today, and it had to do with death threats with Major League Baseball players and the fear for their safety. It's a very good piece. I recommend you reading it. Again, you can find it on the USA Today website, especially the timing, as a bunch of players were suspended for 1 year for betting on baseball. And it serves a warning for other players as a reminder that it's illegal to bet on baseball. But Bob interviewed a bunch of players about the state of gambling in baseball and the threats to players. He even talked to a bunch of guys, including a bunch of D-backs, Paul Sewald and Christian Walker. Sewald had to say, and these are quotes, You hear it all. You hear it all, man. You blow a save, you don't come through, you get it all. Then he, blank you. You suck. You cost me all this money. Blank you. Blank your family. I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill your family. He said it really gets ugly really quickly because it's scary. It's sad. It used to be fans who were upset because you blew a game for the team. Now it's gambling. These are people that don't care about the Diamondbacks. They just care about their bets. And we're talking about money they don't have that they are losing. So it's a very scary spot. Christian Walker, when he comes up to the plate, instead of his own fans cheering for him to get a hit, fans remind him that they have him in a parlay and that they better hit a home run or at least a double. He went on to say people are always talking blank. You're on the deck, you're on the on-deck circle, and someone's like, come on, I need you. I need +2. Hit a double for me. He said people have their phones out as the game happens now. He says it's not a situation anymore where you bet before the game, then you're at the mercy of it. You bet the whole game. It's real time as innings are unfolding, and they make these little bets. So he went on and on and on. There are a bunch of other guys too, but I'm not sure where this sport is going when it comes to baseball and gambling. I don't know if it's as bad as international soccer. You Google soccer corruption, and there are several headlines like team captain, 2 other players arrested over alleged soccer fixing. The betting scandal has shaken Italian soccer. An investigation found 40 Italian players serving in many Series A involved in illegal betting. McCarthy Foot Club shocked after police charged 3 players over alleged betting corruption. I could go on, and I just think it's going to get worse before it gets better. We knew gambling was going to be an issue, but the fact that it's not going anywhere because the sponsors, I should say the owners, have all these sponsors, these promotions, and these ads from these gambling sites that are just writing big old fat checks because they're making so much money.
Well, especially when you're putting the kiosks in the stadiums,
yeah, they all have betting.
They all have betting places for that. And I read this article, and
good job.
It's kind of like,
You
wow,
guys take orders
yeah,
very well.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. I think from the player's perspective, now I know why when the FBI and the feds come in and talk to you about gambling, why this can be. You just need to really be careful what you bet on and who you're dealing with. And now you got the FanDuel and all that. When we were coming up, it was like, hey, look, if you deal with a bookie or whatever, let us know immediately. And you cannot bet, period, end of sense. Because if you do, not so much what fans are going to say, it's about what some of these bookies or these people that deal with these bookies will do if all of a sudden you're into them for $5 or $10 grand. And I think going back to the Paul Hornung days and the Alex Karras days, they both got suspended for a year. That these are dudes that aren't messing around. If you owe them money, and you don't fix a game, or they get a hold of you, say, why don't you throw 3 or 4 interceptions, we'll be good. Well, then even then, you're not exonerated of what you might owe them. You're just dealing with the wrong people. Now, this situation, it's completely out of hand. I'm like stunned going, wow, they're telling Christian Walker, you got to get a couple doubles today. So I bet on you. I got the parlay on you. He's probably going, what the hell is going on? So it's kind of a quasi-dangerous situation.
The way it used to be is you would only yell at the umpire to make sure he throws the ball back on the mound for mound ball. That's what you would bet.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you, spring training, we would bet that all the time. We would yell at the umpire, after every inning, you throw the ball so it lands on the mound so you can make money or lose money. That was the only time we really did that.
And then too, guys, is they warn you is if anybody were to contact you that you suspect, and not so much a fan, but a bookie or something like that, you need to let them know. Not that you can trace a phone call. I had that happen to me. We're getting ready to play San Francisco my second year in San Fran. Don't know if Joe Ferguson's going to start or not. I took all the reps because Joe had a bad ankle. So basically, I'm about ready to leave the hotel room. I get a call. So this is weird. Who's calling me at 10:30 in the morning on a Sunday? I'm ready to get on the bus. Hey, Dan, this is Joe Stevenson of the Lawrence Topeka News. Just wanted to get a quick update. Hey, do you want to see are you starting or is Fergie starting today? We're talking. I went, we don't know yet. It's a game time decision. Quite honestly, I kind of went, ooh, okay. David Hum is my roommate. Dave Hum, God rest his soul, from Vegas, backup quarterback. And I told Hummer, I said, man, I just got the weirdest call. I know I got through. He goes, Manuch, that was a bookie tracking you down. He wanted to know if you were starting or Joe. I was very honest. I just kind of naive as I was, said, we won't know until game time. That's how they can get. How did they get through the front desk?
There you go.
To my room.
Because that's what they do. Rock, you can vouch for this. You're hanging.
What, that I've heard that story 25 times?
Maybe.
But I heard it on Friday. And I heard it on Monday. We talked about that same story on Friday.
Yeah.
Manuch brought it back again today.
Okay. Because it's got some teeth to it today.
It really doesn't. Not after the 21st time.
So, Rock and
Dave Hum, rest his soul.
Yes. Rock and I can both
from Vegas. He knows those bookies too, by the way.
God,
so you're sitting
you're
sitting at your favorite refreshment stand, and what are guys doing with you at the bar? You yourself, you're on your phone. Okay, what's going to take place here?
I'm chasing.
I'm chasing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I agree.
I'm gonna jump on something here and see what I can come up with. So it happens all the time, every day, every hour, every minute that games are being played.
But this article's about the people coming at the players.
Correct.
In a very harsh, cruel way.
Let's a couple more quotes I think are important to share. One is from Logan Allen, D-backs reliever. He says, I can remember I followed home one time when I was playing for Cleveland. I had a really bad game. This guy follows me home and starts cussing at me, telling me I cost him all of his money, I should say. And then Tyler Rogers, he said he had to make his Venmo private because he blew a game, and people would find him on Venmo and then send him requests like, hey, you cost me $1,500. You better pay me.
Wow.
Or they're going to do something. So it's like, it's crazy how this has gotten out of hand. The interesting about baseball is, it's if you do drugs or you commit theft or you beat somebody up, there's ways to get back into the game. But if you do anything with, say, DraftKings, you do a parlay on your team, it's over.
Yep.
Sure.
That's it.
You can't.
What's worse, Gambling on your particular team you play for,
I agree.
or beating somebody up.
Yep.
Come on.
Well, I think that the thing is if you have a chance to control a game, that's what Major League Baseball wants to guard against. And I also liked how Bob kind of said, "Hey, look, and Major League Baseball is not completely out of the woods on it because they've welcomed this into the arena as all the other sports have." But I think this is one of those things he pulls the curtain back on threats to players if you don't do what they want you to do. And these players don't have any idea, most of them, that, okay, what's the over-under on me getting a double or whatever it is. They're not paying attention to that stuff.
What I think is interesting when you look at the guys that got suspended, at least 4 of them that'll be eligible to play next season. One guy, Kelly's, he had 9. What did he do? He lost $9.92. Okay, another guy lost $433.54. Sal Frank, is it Sal Frank?
Sal Frank.
He lost $274.44. Kelly, I'm sorry, he won $28.30 on all those bets that they did. This guy Marciano, he lost 97.7% of his baseball bets.
Wow.
These guys are bad at gambling.
Well, yeah,
but seriously, you're in the sport and you're losing 96%.
Yeah.
And you get kicked out of the league.
Well, it's because when you bet on your own team, they don't want bad guys getting involved and having you fix games.
I don't understand.
They don't want that.
If you're in that industry, you're playing for the Diamondbacks. Why the hell are you doing the bets? If you have inside information, give it to Jax. Let him bet it.
Well,
and then do a revenue share.
Well, and they talked about that too. About you have your guy do this, your buddy did, but they'll connect the dots.
Eventually,
the feds will connect the dots.
Eventually,
they'll get to it.
How?
Oh, Rock, they can.
If I was playing for the Diamondbacks, and I am Jax is my buddy, and after every game or whatever, I'm just saying, hey, tomorrow I want you to take this, and this. How would it ever get back?
If you do it,
if it's not over text, call, email, if it's just a verbal
conversation,
Jackson, no one
I'm
would
taking
know.
Phillies, and I'm taking this, and this kind of prop.
They
bet.
wouldn't get it.
There's no way the feds would find
You'd
out.
have to be very, very clean at that point.
That's not real hard to do.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. But
especially when the sport is, especially when gambling is legal, he can make any bet he wants.
Yep. Sure,
I could give him $5,000 right now. He could go right here, Casino Arizona, and place the bet himself. And there is no online, there's no tracking at all.
If you're a player and you're telling him then you're giving him inside information about why you should bet that or whatever.
Yeah, like we're starting. Henry's getting called up on Sunday.
Okay,
he's not going to start, but he's going to be in there.
Okay,
that's some information that no one else would get until it goes public.
Well, and the thing is, if they ever get anything coming back to them, just beware because I'll tell you what, serving the time is not going to fit. So out of the league for a year.
Oh no! I mean, don't sound like you're somebody's father. I mean, of course that's obvious. But these guys make so much money that they want to make more money, and it's a disease in some cases.
Sure.
For some, it's an addiction, not a disease. I'll say it's an addiction.
That's fair.
Which I think is I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, gambling on your own team, yes, but to be able not to go to Vegas and gamble and do this and do that and bet other sports,
Well, they can do that just not during the season. I mean, that's the
know,
whole thing. I mean. But if there's any suspicion out there.
Why can't you bet? I want to bet Yankees-Dodgers series. Why couldn't I bet it if I played for the Diamondbacks?
Because they could have any kind of inside information in order to bet that. You just can't.
Yeah, they would. They have a former player, former teammate.
Somebody could say, hey, look, hey, Rock, so-and-so, he's out second base today. We're going to play our guy we're bringing up from AAA. He's 0 for, June.
Yeah,
he's coming up.
Can't hit the slider.
He can't. Very just stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I said, when I was looking up all this international soccer corruption, it's going down the same road.
It's almost like it's a given if you don't in soccer. It's
Here's
amazing.
The difference in baseball too is that fans are right on the field, right by the dugout, right by you. Just referenced the on deck circle.
They can hear you,
so they hear you. Basketball, the NBA, you're running up and down the court. It doesn't register. Yeah, but it doesn't register.
How does it not register?
There's too much noise. There's too much noise in the arena right there.
5 rows. You've been on that front row so many times.
I have.
If you said, "Come on, Doncic, step it up," he'll
hear everything down there.
But they're running by you. They're not going to pick up. I don't think on that as quickly. It would probably have to be repeated several times. Football, you're not close to the stands at all. You just hear noise. So
you
baseball,
can hear the fans in football.
Well, you hear
me.
noise.
I think
you hear comment.
You hear it everywhere.
Hockey, you're not going to hear anything because of the glass is in the way.
That is not true.
No, Jimmy,
there's somebody that's been on the field and the ice in the court more than any of us.
I have been.
I know. I'm telling you, you've been there more than any of us.
Yes.
How can you say you can't hear it?
You hear noise. You don't hear the exact word.
You hear some a-hole in section F.
Oh, yeah. If
7.
If it's quiet.
Hey, Jimmy B.
Yeah, you suck.
Whatever. But that happens.
I've heard it from the fourth row at a game. Trust me.
Sure. Oh, yeah. If you're standing there on the sidelines. But
no,
Jimmy.
It's
not like when you're on the field, Manuch, playing, you're not hearing the guy in the fourth row. You're not hearing that guy when you're on the field.
You'd be surprised what you hear.
I'll be you halfway, Jimmy.
Okay.
If you in the middle of a play,
yeah.
you're not hearing the guy in the fourth row.
Yeah.
But, there's only 11 minutes of action in
I knew
football
you were
anyway.
gonna say
There's
that.
so much downtime. They're going to hear you.
Going to sideline back and forth, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Trust me, you hear it all the time. It's amazing what you hear.
Hey, this Thursday we'll be broadcasting 1 to 4 from the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. Don't forget, tomorrow it is Ms. Twin Peaks. If you go to any of the 5 locations, I believe right after 4 o'clock, all of them will be showcasing and showing the live broadcast of Ms. Twin Peaks 2024. So it should be a lot of fun. That's tomorrow at all 5 value locations. Coming up, ABC 15's sports director, Craig Fouey for Factor Fouey. That's next right here on Fox Sports 910.
What's trending? Fox Sports 910, Phoenix.
Some front office moves for the Suns, who hired Matt Tellem as assistant general manager and Brian Gregory as vice president of player programming. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup final on the way as the Panthers look to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Oilers will attempt to steal one in Sunrise, Florida. Puck drop just after 5. We'll have all the action here on Fox Sports 910. The Cardinals kick off their 3-day mandatory minicamp tomorrow. The high temp could be 110. The D-backs home this week, starting with tomorrow's series opener with the Angels. Reports say they could be making third baseman Eugenio Suarez available for trade. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Introducing the TaylorMade QI10 Max Driver and Irons. Score up to $400 in gift cards when purchasing TaylorMade products. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there. CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family?
He's ready.
Be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Father's Day is coming up. Taking on a job with Dad, for Dad? Now you can save on brakes, oil, wash and wax, and more during the AutoZone Father's Day sale, now through the 16th. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It's time for Fact or Food with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey. Fooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fooey.
Fooey, how's your Monday going?
So far, so good, fellas. What's going on?
Doing great, man. Thanks for joining us once again to improve the program. Got a couple guys here that are kind of falling apart, so I need you to bring it back together.
Are you talking about? We are solid.
Manuch told the story, and I know you've heard it. You've been coming on for a long time. Told the story about when he walked into a locker room and he saw the "Don't Gambling" sign. Then went on to the phone call from Lawrence newspaper. Wanted to
the Lawrence Daily News.
Yeah, wanted to know, what if Ferguson was going or not. Stuff that really,
It was a bookie getting through to the room. Wanted to know if I was starting. And
he told the story on Friday, and then he decided to tell it again today.
And had more teeth today because of Bob Nightingale's article on these players getting threats.
So I invite Philly. I mean, you have a lot of people. You're a sports director. You have people that are under you. Any advice you can give me to handle Jimmy B and Dan Manucci? Any advice at all?
You give them a Rubik's Cube and they'll be busy for hours and days. Come back and talk to me about this when you figure this out.
Jeez. All right. Well, I got to do something.
Actually, we have a llama here. We have a llama here at the station. You just have them color it. So
the llama.
Yeah. Stress relief.
He's ABC 15's Craig Fooey. We do it every week. It's Factor Fooey. Manuch writes questions, of course. So here's number one for you. If the USA Women's Basketball Committee and the WNBA want to grow their sport, Caitlin Clark should have been put on the Olympic roster. Fact or Fooey?
It's funny. Before I answer that, I'm going to say we've been arguing this for the last 48 to 24 hours, whatever it's been. Yeah. I'm going to say fact. Listen, I've argued this all up and down. Forget the basketball purists. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think about her. Well, she doesn't deserve. Who are you going to take off the roster? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's Caitlin Clark. In fact, I just read this. Just came across my desk. Let's see if I can find it here. About Caitlin Clark. New one just came in. Just about everything she's done for basketball, right? And what's going on. It's just insane. There's more discussion about women's basketball. There's more talk about the WNBA. Television ratings are up. Attendance is up. The Indiana Fever Washington Mystics game, 2 losing teams in the WNBA, drew over 20,000 fans, right? She's got a $28 million deal with Nike. Everything she does is followed by the media. People are talking about it at the water cooler. She's a 2-time National Player of the Year, high school McDonald's All-American. Freshman year at Iowa, she led the NCAA in scoring. She was an All-American as a sophomore, as a freshman. I mean, it goes on and on and on. How do you not put the most dynamic player of this decade on that team? I totally agree that if you're a basketball purist, oh my gosh, who are you taking off this roster? It doesn't matter. Exactly. Her stats are better than Sabrina Ionescu's from the New York Liberty. Her stats are better than Diana Taurasi's. Yep. Her stats are just as good as Kelsey Plum's. I mean, you look at this in terms of guards and how do you not put the most prolific player, the biggest name in women's basketball as a rookie? It doesn't matter. Put her up against anybody. How do you not put her on that roster? If you're marketing, if you're all about getting eyeballs on this thing, if you want people to watch, if you want your this year in the WNBA. Thank you, Caitlin. I mean, ticket sales are up. Thank you, Caitlin. Yep. TV watching's up. Viewership. Thank you, Caitlin. Talking on local radio shows is up. Thank you, Caitlin. I mean, this goes on and on. I think it's the silliest decision ever. Colin Harmon and I went round and round all day yesterday, all last night. He disagrees with me because he's a basketball purist.
Oh, man. All right, Coach, that leads me to question number 2. What Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA is likened to what Tiger Woods did for the PGA Tour when he came on the scene. Fact or Fooey?
Well, it's a fact. It's a fact. Listen, you can watch or not watch all the WNBA you want, right? And I will tell you this: some people just haven't watched, but this year people are watching, right? And it's happening because of Caitlin Clark. And so, you just start looking at everything, like I just mentioned, of where she's been, what she's done. You talk about this. She's energized the sport of basketball, right? That we haven't seen. Guys are talking about her at work, right? I mean, they're talking about watching women's basketball now. The ratings are up, attendance is up, the discussions about her. It's just like, it's silly to not recognize her for what she's done for basketball in this country. And it started last year at Iowa and the year before that.
Rock made a good point. He thinks that somebody will get hurt and they will use her as the alternate and put her on the team. Yeah.
Somebody gets hurt, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Little hammy.
Yep, that'll work.
Not a bad plan.
Yep. Number 3 here. Let's get to the NBA. The Mavericks must get more scoring out of Kyrie Irving these next 2 finals, or Dallas is going to get swept in 4. Fact or phooey?
Yeah, you think? Fact. Listen, what the heck is going on with Kyrie? I mean, 16 points last night. What is he, 2 rebounds? The guy was like 6 assists. What's he doing? I mean, what's going on? Is he not? Listen, Luka's doing everything he can, right? Triple-double last night, 32 points, 11 assists, 11 rebounds. He's carrying the team right now. He took the blame like the great teammate that he is. But Kyrie Irving, man, you're supposed to be geared up and wired for these kind of situations. Showing up. I mean, that's embarrassing. So, yeah, you've got, listen, all 5 scored in come close. Even this is really good. We talked about that before. Dallas has to be on their A game defensively to even come close to beating them, but you've got to get some production out of Kyrie Irving.
All right, question 4, ABC 15's Craig Fouey here on Fox
3.
Sports 910. The main reason the D-backs, who have now won 6 of their last games and averaging 5 runs per game, is because Corbin Carroll is back on track, batting .204 and the leadoff hitter. Fact or phooey? I know. You're right. We didn't write these.
Listen, they won yesterday 9-3. The 2 games before that, they got outscored by the Padres 23-4. Like, I'm sorry. Are they still in it? Yeah, they're still in it. All is not lost yet. But come on. I mean, let's put it all on the shoulders of Corbin Carroll right now. Stop it. I'm saying
he's stimulating the offense, there, coach. He's getting on bases, stealing bases. They've scored 47 runs in the last 9 games. That's 5 per game, and Corbin Carroll's leading the attack. Come on, man.
Corbin Carroll's leading the attack? I'm sorry. What was his batting average now?
Well,
189?
It was 195 a week ago. He's up to 204 right now. I'm just saying. All right, coach.
And he's going to have to bat 350.
Hey, he's back in the leadoff spot. Hallelujah, right? Versus the
2.
thing.
There you go.
All right, Danny Hurley turned down the Lakers job solely because they already have a head coach and general manager in LeBron James. Fact or phooey?
I think it's a fact. Listen. Dan Hurley does not like NIL. He does not like transfer portal. He doesn't like guys coming in and asking for money. But he's winning it at UConn, right? He's winning in Storrs, Connecticut. You go out LA. He may not be a California guy. I'm not a California guy right now, and I was born and raised there. So, it just kind of depends on what. Yeah, right. I mean, those are what you're looking for, Rock. But it's like it's generational money, right? I mean, they backed up the Brinks truck for him, but he's already getting $5.5 million a year at UConn. They're offering him a new deal now, which is going to elevate his salary even more. So it's not about money; it's about where he wants to be, and I think he just feels comfortable, his style, and where he's at. He's happy there, and definitely LeBron being at LA wouldn't attract me at all.
Thanks for improving the program today, Fouey.
Have a great week. Anytime. Get me fired up about Caitlin Clark again.
There you go. That's Craig Fouey. Check him out on
California.
ABC 15. He's always on, seems like.
See, I love California. I love going there.
I love the beaches, and that's about it.
I like the mountains. I like the beaches. I work there.
But you fit in their political views. That's why.
What's this about the political views?
Who said that?
No, it's got nothing to do with anything.
A lot of people don't want to live there because of the political landscape of that state.
Well, they're idiots. You want?
Well, there you go. Why do you want to live with more idiots?
Because I'm talking about people that don't like the political landscape. That is no factor in the way that I like California. I love the beaches. I love the mountains. I like to ski.
And you love that.
I love. I've surfed before.
You love that sunshine tax.
I don't like the sunshine.
It's the sunshine.
Yeah, you got over.
That's how they bury it. Anyway, I don't want to get in trouble.
Like
we'll continue on. Casey Sportsbook will join us. The Belmont Stakes. They see the highest handle since 2018, and the odds with the U.S. Open with Scheffler are out. It's Roc and Manuch. And Jimmy B.
Thank
Fox
you.
Sports
Thank
910.
Clear.
Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. Or how much easier it is to move mountains of soil with a 1 Series tractor. We could even go into detail about how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat. Learn more at johndeere.com/get-in-the-seat or visit a dealer near you.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
I'm going out with the girls this weekend. Nails done, outfit stunner, and my skin, I know it's going to be glowing because I glammed up my shower routine with new Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. It smells so luxurious and deeply moisturizes with its super rich, creamy lather that's bursting with vitamin B3 complex.
Stand by, 10 seconds.
And my confidence grows. Try new Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash for glowing skin in just 14 days.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino,
You are live.
Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh
from Boston,
exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Anything's possible!
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. We're hanging out here today at Casino, Arizona at the Sportsbook, and that means Casey Walsh is here with the Sportsbook update. So the first question is the house cleaning up or is the house getting taken to the cleaners with the Boston Celtics hammering the first 2 games on the Mavericks?
The house is cleaning up.
Woo!
With game 1 on Thursday, it was probably top 3 most profitable days that we've had. Just from the Sunday through Thursday, all we took were Mavs bets, money line, point spread, as well as over. And they both games went under, but that game especially was really weird because when we talked last Monday, I said it went from 214.5 down to 213.5. That game got bet all the way up to 217.5 with all the public money. And then Sharps obviously came back in and took the under.
Is it when you see what is taking place and people were taking the points and the Mavericks, do you see that changing then as they shift the series to Dallas, or is everybody still going to be on Boston?
Especially the over-under.
Yeah.
I think no matter what, they're going to bet the over. It's down right now 213.5.
Okay.
It opened at 212.5. It's been bet up to 213.5. It's really weird. I mean, obviously around the US, there's bets different bets, but here it just seems like anybody from the West, everybody's just followed them. Like when the Suns lost to the Timberwolves, everybody bet the Timberwolves the whole way, every series. And now the Mavericks beat them. Now, I don't know if we wrote a Celtics ticket yesterday. I think we probably wrote. Are you
kidding me?
No, we probably wrote 10 or 15 Celtics tickets.
Were you working because they saw you behind the, knowing that you're an asshole? I mean, you're from there, and maybe that'd be bad vibes. I mean, come on, you guys. I mean, you're God's team. You're what, 13-0 on Sundays? I mean, you don't lose on Sunday. How do people not put the money on?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just they all just keep going Mavs. They love the Mavs money line because they're getting plus 215, plus 255. But yeah, that and over. That's all we've been seeing.
So the minus 1.5 in Dallas for Wednesday. What's the rationale for that after the Boston's pretty much handled everything? Just a home court?
Yeah, they're assuming home court, a must-win game. Bench players are going to play a little bit better. But yeah, it's crazy. It's a swing of like 9 points.
Yeah.
It's really
Have you
crazy.
seen that in recent years, or is this maybe one of the times that it caught you a little off guard?
This one seems a little drastic for what you've seen. I mean, Luka. People say Luka didn't play that good. He had a triple-double. He played great in the first half.
He did.
Finished with 32. He didn't have help in other areas.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't really know what more you can get from Luka.
Well, thank God Luka had the kind of game he had.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you talk about a blowout. I mean, it would have been a major blowout, 20+. I mean, it was tight up until like last 4 minutes?
No, it was tight. It was tight to the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, because of the block, and that pretty much changed. And then, Drew Holiday, hit a couple of key shots.
Yeah.
Drew shows up just in time. But I think defensively, otherwise, I mean, this thing could have got out of hand early if Luka. And then don't be afraid to mix in a free throw once in a while.
Yeah.
But they missed 8 free throws.
They did, yeah.
I'm like, talk about the difference.
Well, they're fouling. Boston is fouling the right Mavericks. Lively can't shoot a free throw. Neither can Gafford. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie had a couple misses in there. Luka had some misses. But yeah, I mean, them shooting, I think it was 1 for 13 in the first half, still up 3, making that last 3. And then fourth quarter, they were 4 for 9. So they hit clutch threes down the stretch.
So NHL, game 1, shutout. Where are we going now?
For that game, it was all Panthers money. Panthers in the over 5.5 goals. So that one kind of washed out a little bit. Tonight, it seems to be more money coming in on Edmonton.
Okay.
Plus the 115.
Is it a case in point where they don't think that Bobrovsky at goal for the Panthers can shut out Edmonton again? Is that the thought process, or is it just when you're a sharp and you make your wagers, you don't pay any attention to that? You're paying attention to what the odds are.
Yeah, the sharps, they don't care about anything. The Celtics, Mavs, Panthers, Oilers. I mean, yeah, McDavid, Draisaitl, all that.
Right.
But realistically, they don't even know any players. It's all math to them.
Wow.
They just have a certain price set, what they think it should be, what's fair. That's what they bet off of. Us as recreational bettors, we bet off of emotions, what we just saw, things like that. That's why I think a lot of it tonight is going to lean towards the Oilers because of McDavid, Draisaitl, the star power, not getting any power play goals the other night.
It was interesting, though, in that game, they had 3, meaning Edmonton, 3 breakaway opportunities, and Bobrovsky stood on his head each time and stone cold them on the doorstep.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch. I mean, there was a couple times he was in the net.
Yeah,
falling down, and then he popped back up. But yeah, no, I think that'll be a good series.
All right, let's talk U.S. Open. Bunch of websites have Scottie Scheffler as plus 280 to win the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. When you look at U.S. Opens, do you get much play? Because it seems like you got to be a really good gambler, really know what you're doing to get into golf. So I think it's tough to bet.
Oh, golf's for sure hard to bet. The best way to bet golf, if you're going to bet it, is like round matchups or full matchups. Like I like to do a lot of round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4.
Give us an example of what that would look like.
So like you might say round 1, you might have Rory McIlroy versus Scottie Scheffler.
Okay.
So who's going to win that day? Who's going to have a better score? So that's a better way.
So how would I bet that? So if I came to the window, how would I bet that?
You would just say, what do you have for round 1 matchups? We'd print you out the sheet. Then you look at the sheet like, okay, I like Colin Morikawa over
whoever,
Theegala or whatever.
Yeah.
Minus 160.
3.
So I bet $100.
Yeah, whatever it is. If it's minus 160, you're betting 160 to win 100.
Okay.
If they're plus 150, you're betting 100 to win 150.
So what's a good odd to look at? I mean, 160 is not good, right? I mean, what is a good odd for me to take a matchup that's close? If you could give that kind of advice.
I don't have the matchups off the top of my head. We'll have them later on this week. I mean,
what would be an example of a bet you may want to lean because it's 105 or 110. I'm just trying to think. Is there a number to look at when you're looking at matchups to bet?
It all depends on what you want to do mathematically. If you're looking at minus 110s, you got to win 54% of the time.
Okay, that's what I was looking at. Okay, thank you. All right, that helps. What are some numbers out there that kind of help you make your decision on some of those type of bets?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, so a thing that's like minus 110, if you want to be profitable long term, you got to win 54% of your bets. Say that line goes up to minus 130, now you got to win at like 57%, which is much harder to do. That's why a lot of your professional bettors want to stay around that minus 105 to minus 110 because they can lose it much more games to be profitable long term than they can.
So that's some advice.
There you go.
Casey, I knew it was hard for me to get it out on what I was trying to get to, but you read it. You've been coming on long enough. Like Manuch for 20 years, he can finish my sentences.
That's right.
I appreciate you, Casey, for figuring that out. So
class here at Casino Arizona.
That's right. He's Casey Walsh here. He is a Boston Celtics fan. He's pretty excited being up 2-0, which I think, do you think, I mean, what did you predict last week that they were going to go? 6 or 7?
6.
Okay. You still feel that? Maybe
5 or 6.
Yeah,
I still think Dallas will get a game or 2.
I'm with you.
We hope.
Yeah.
Jimmy and I hope.
Yeah.
Imagine if the finals end on Friday night.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Because it's Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, it
be
is.
done.
Oh, terrible. That'd be awful.
We don't need that.
No.
Don't worry though; it'll be over by Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. That's Casey Walsh here at the CAZ Sportsbook. Check it out here. It's open every day at 8:00. Coming up next hour, at being hour number 3, we'll have Suns analyst Tim Kempton. We'll talk about this particular matchup, as well as Frank Sanders. We'll talk some Cardinal. This is Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Look at your cup holder. It's empty. And you're feeling thirsty. Head to a nearby convenience store and fill it. The Pepsi Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew, or Starry. Grab a delicious, refreshing Pepsi for the road.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, featuring the Callaway AI Smoke Woods and Irons. Now receive 2 times trade-in value towards any Callaway AI Smoke clubs. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA member FDIC.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Dukes.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens, you'll find every game you're looking for.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Voted Best Sports Bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Shots it.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KTME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final coming up with the Panthers looking to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Oilers will attempt to steal one in Sunrise, Florida. Puck drop at 5. All the action right here on Fox Sports 910. Some front office moves for the Suns. They hired Matt Tellem as assistant GM and Brian Gregory as vice president of player programming. The Cardinals kick off their 3-day mandatory minicamp tomorrow. The high temp could top out at 110.
Yes, please.
The Diamondbacks are home this week. They'll play the Angels tomorrow. Reports say the team could make third baseman Eugenio Suarez available for trade. I'm Frank Garrity on.
Whenever you're ready. Thank you.
This report is sponsored by Big O Tires, the team you trust. It's the Star Stripes and Savings Sale now through July 7th. Enjoy up to $80 in rebate savings with installation purchase. And Big O Tires will double your Michelin rebate tire savings by matching up to $80, giving you twice the value. For details, go to BigOTires.com. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Dana UConn has decided to turn down an offer to take over the LA Lakers. Was reported about 11 o'clock this morning on ESPN, which ends several days of speculation about his future. But we now know that he will go for a third straight NCAA title for the Huskies at UConn. It's been reported that he turned down a 6-year, $70 million contract, which is just crazy to think about it. But I don't know. I don't know how he turned that down. I just don't understand. Doesn't
like the West
I
Coast.
understand East Coast, West Coast.
Yep.
Man,
not the right situation, Rock, for him right now. Just not.
But money changes everything.
Well, not necessarily.
Yes, it does. Let's just be realistic. Money can change everything.
It can.
Good and bad.
It can.
But it can. I mean, he could take that LA Laker job, and in the offseason, he can head out summers to Cape Cod and do whatever he wants and not have to stay on the West Coast. I mean, think about it. As an East Coast guy myself,
you are.
The winters suck. The summers, they're really good.
Yep.
Okay. Summers here, they suck. He would have the best of both worlds.
I just think that for a guy that's he seems to be much of a control freak with his program,
Fair,
which
yeah.
he is, that he would not have that kind of style or ability with the Lakers. And I'm sure with him talking to everybody and their mother about the situation, LeBron and Davis and the team, I'm sure the Buss family, Jeannie Buss and her general manager, are all in for him. But just a matter of him, what's it really like in the trenches with a lot of feedback he's gotten. And he just probably says, look, money aside, it'd be great to go out L.A. It'd be great to be on the coast. It's the Lakers. You know, here they got, 17 titles to their name. They are the blue blood, them in Boston and in Philadelphia. And think of a couple other that are the NBA when you think of the NBA. But for him at this point, money aside, what does he really want to accomplish as a coach? Just because it's that right there, well, does he figure he can go in there and do all he wants to do? He may not be able to do what he wants to do. His coaching style may not fit. Now, I get it. You got to adjust the pro players, and a lot of them can, but maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he feels maybe I've got some unfinished business at UConn. and that NBA job will be there eventually at some point in time.
Manuch, and I think you stated this earlier, but I'll just reiterate quickly that he has indicated he would like to be an NBA coach. However, I think he wants to be an NBA coach on the East Coast. So it would be something like the Celtics, the Knicks, maybe the Nets, maybe the Sixers in Philly. I think something like that would be enticing to him. Look, I get the money. I get it's California and Los Angeles and how great that is. And to be honest with you, there are only really two true blue bloods in the NBA, and that is Boston and Los Angeles. They both have 17 titles between them. So if Boston were to win, that would be their 18th. And Laker fans would throw a major fit because the Celtics would have more than LA.
I don't know if we'll ever really get the real reason why.
I agree.
I think he doesn't want to ruffle any feathers, but I really feel that it's probably a matter of there's probably a lot of in that interview what he can and can't do, what he'd like to do or isn't allowed to do.
And family considerations,
sure,
I'm sure of that.
all the above. But
here's a statement from Dan Hurley.
Okay.
I am humbled by this entire experience. At the end of the day, I'm extremely proud of the championship culture we have built at Connecticut. We met as a team before today's workout, and our focus right now is on getting better this summer.
What does that tell you? We just talked about that earlier. They had a workout scheduled for 2:00 this afternoon Eastern time.
And
he was going to have a workout today at 2:00.
I don't think they gave enough money.
Well, they're
because if you look at
you mean the Lakers not offering?
You look at some of the other contracts.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr, $17.5 million a year.
Yeah.
Pop, $16 million. Spoelstra, $15 million. Monty Williams for Detroit.
Yes.
$13.08 million.
All right.
All of that. He was going to get 11.7.
Let me drop this one on you then. Do you think that the Lakers did this thinking, okay, if he accepts, fine. If he turns it down, we can tell our fan base, hey, we went after him, but he turned us down. Do you think so? Now we're going to take J.J. Redick or Jim
I
Borrello.
agree. Yes, but at the same time, you think Laker fans you think they're at that level? They have to do that? This is the Arizona Cardinals.
I understand.
This isn't a franchise that has had no success.
Yeah, that's fair.
For their entire existence except 1 year
because
or 2 years.
I think Laker fans, NBA fans know that whoever they pick, that's going to be controlled by LeBron at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they understand that. But I'm like you, Rock. If they didn't give him that proverbial Godfather offer of 15, 16 a year versus at 11.7 per year.
So he would have been paid in the top 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, if
top
you're gonna
5 or 6.
If you're going to bring him on,
Budenholzer gets 10 a year.
Well, and deservedly so. With his NBA title and his years and years. I mean, they're going, well, hey, we're going to.
He would have been fifth.
If
the 11.7 would have hit.
Okay.
I just think that it's just not the right fit for him. I'm sure he's flattered. Just not the right
fair.
fit.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do this.
You got to make the plane trip, right? You got to get in the private jet and go out there and hear.
Yes.
I'm sure it was a compelling story.
Oh, yeah. And I think that he probably went, by the time he thought about it on the plane ride home, and I was telling Rock Friday, they should have closed him right there when he was at the facility.
When he left and they didn't close
They didn't give enough money?
I think you're right, Rock.
Yeah.
Make him an offer he can't refuse, right? Proverbial Godfather offer.
Now he'll be the highest paid coach. Well, I don't know what Bill Self gets, so maybe he'll be number 2. Because I don't think Mark Few's up there because it's Gonzaga.
Yeah.
But how much money will he now get with the extension? He's already got a 6-year, $32 million deal that he got after winning last year's championship.
Okay.
So now he's going to get, another raise? I mean, he's only making $5.35 a year.
He's probably
I know, for a
probably
coach.
going to get 8 or 9. That's what he's probably
Well,
going to get.
it might, it might bump him to whatever, 7, 8, whatever that is. But he might figure, you know what, I'm comfortable. I can do my thing.
Yep.
I don't have to be controlled or dictated to by anybody else. I'm in control. David Bennett, the AD, he said, look, this is your program. What can I do to help you? Versus, well, hey, look, Dan, if you come here, here's a couple things. He doesn't want the but incorporated into his program.
So Bill Self makes $500,000 a year.
But his
professional services
Yeah.
and compensation for his name, image, and likeness gets him to $9.44 million, which he signed a couple years ago.
Right.
And then he got $1 million signing bonus and all that. So, gosh,
The
that's
campus-
9. So he's close to $10 million. So just say he makes 10. Dan Hurley makes 5.5.
So he's not going to. Bill Self is not going to jump for an $11 million offer. He's not going to jump.
Well, and if there's probably more headaches with
and he's
it.
got. By the way, and Bill Self, that contract was one of those lifetime contracts.
Yep.
Yeah. So he signed a new lifetime contract in November. So he's always going to continue to make more money.
Yeah.
He's in the best situation ever.
And he could. I think I might have read him or somebody else that had one of those lifetime contracts.
That's what I just said.
I know, but what I'm saying is I've read somebody else had one of those. If it was, but even if they retire, they make him part of the athletic department.
So he still gets paid.
Still gets paid no matter what. And I don't know if Self's got that or not. But that's like, if I'm going to make on average, I don't know, $10 million through my lifetime till I'm, I don't know, 85 and I'm still on the payroll and that gets passed down to my beneficiaries, why not stick around?
I think Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M, the football coach that they finally let go, had a similar type contract like that.
Let me read this. So KU athletics cannot fire Self due to anything that arises from the same set of operative facts that were outlined in the IRAP case that concluded October 11th. If KU terminates Self without cause, they will owe him a buyout of $23 million plus any pending payments still due to him.
Wow.
If Self were to voluntarily leave Kansas prior to 2026 for another power conference school or recent Final Four participant, he would owe $5 million.
Okay.
Because then after a year, he goes to $4 million, $3 million, whatever.
There's restrictions on who he leaves for.
Yeah.
That's
like he goes to Kentucky. There you go.
He's not going anywhere.
Louisville, across the street.
There. Nope.
That's crazy.
It is.
The money that these guys.
Wait a minute. I thought colleges were going broke. That's what we were hearing. They're all going broke.
It's interesting. Some guys are taking that. There's so much money, they don't mind dealing with all the above. Then there's guys like the Chip Kellers of the world that said, you know what? It's not about the money. I can't handle this. I'm going to go to Ohio State, be the offensive coordinator. I mean, there's certain guys that are like, okay. And then after you make your, I don't know, $50 million in the bank in net, and then at that point you go, do I really want to deal with this? And then I think for Dan Hurley, it's like, okay, that's on my radar. NBA is on my radar, but just not now. It's not the right situation because guys like Dan Hurley want to be part of that control thing.
Sure.
They want to, as far as players are coming and going, you got a gym in LA that's got it down pat. He would have to learn that. But if he's not getting the right guy in the pro game, he may go, hey, look, I need more of a rebounder in this situation. We want to go half court. Let me check with LeBron.
Yeah.
I think he likes being a big fish in a little pond.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
I mean, I think it is because he could take a job at,
anywhere. Anywhere.
If it's all about the money, he would have accepted the Kentucky job in April. Because
I would agree.
He was offered that.
Yeah.
So he's committed to UConn, which is great for college basketball.
I would agree
it
with that.
really is great for college basketball.
And I think with NIL money, he's got more of a chance. Talk about 2 back-to-back titles. He keeps a lot of his guys there to win a third and a fourth because now guys aren't one and done, and because they're making so much, he can entice them to pay and keep the guys there. Makes it more attractive to him because he's constantly coaching 24/7. You watch the things, the pros be like, hey, yo, coach. Okay, good. We're good. Imagine him. He'd be like suffocating. He wouldn't be able to coach guys up day in and day out like he does now. And he's coaching these kids up left and right. When you watch all the footage of him, imagine him being that way in the NBA. That's well and good for maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week.
No, you're dealing with the, hey, LeBron, why are you 20 minutes late?
Exactly.
Seriously. Why are you late, LeBron?
Yeah,
well, I had a photo shoot that went wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? And you bring something up, Rock. That could always be in the back of his head.
Could be.
Man, how is he going to respond, or are they going to respond with this? You want to be free to do your thing. I mean, I don't know how free he'd be to be able to his coaching ability or do with the Lakers, because he might change the whole thing up without having to get the approval of another individual or 2 or 3, and then get frowned upon in that huddle when he's calling a couple different plays.
He wasn't much of a player, right, Dan?
No, not like his brother.
You wonder the conversations. It would be interesting if Bobby would actually open up and kind of
pull that curtain
back and talk about the conversations, because Dan was a player, played for Sacramento, played for Vancouver.
Yep.
So you wonder the years that he played, the 5 or 6 years that he played in the NBA, what that may have meant.
Sure.
Because they're close. I mean, at Wagner, at Rhode Island, they were by each other's side until he went on his own to Buffalo, and then of course here at Arizona State. But I would love to know
what that conversation.
What kind of advice he gave his brother.
It's a good point, Rock. It's like, hey, Bobby, what is the NBA life like? Please tell me.
And Danny, would you like it?
Yeah. I mean, here's the pros, here's the cons.
And you got to remember, it's an 82-game regular season, not 30.
True.
So that makes a big difference in the way that you handle your personnel.
Constant grind.
Constant grind. Absolutely.
But boy, but come on.
I know the money. I read
so
you.
spoiled.
Rock, you could tolerate it for $12 million a year, could you not? Dude. I know I could. All right.
We'll get Tim Kempton's thoughts on this as well. He's going to join us here in a couple minutes. Also, we'll break down the NBA Finals with him. We also got Frank Sanders coming up here in about 24 to catch up with Frank, as we do each and every Monday. But we are out here at Casino Arizona in the sports book. We just had Casey Walsh on the program. The sports book's incredible. This one, as well as the one at Talkie Stick. Here, they got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, 8 screens that display all the betting lines. A lot of people in here. A lot of people betting soccer. Of course, tonight's Oilers-Panthers game, that is an over-under 5.5. As I think some people think there's going to be some scoring tonight, but because last game was 3-0. That was it. Yep. So some are saying that this one's going to
open up a little bit.
So because I think the first game of a Stanley Cup Finals, especially two teams that are not there much at all, a little tense. A little tense.
Oh, yeah.
Some young guys, and now maybe they had a couple days, and then they're going to kind of open it up. So we'll see. Tim Kempton joins us next. Roc and Manuch right here on Fox Sports and Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
51 southbound from 32nd Street. We have an accident off right. Vehicle fire has the right lane blocked. Loop 303 northbound off ramp to Indian School Road. 10 eastbound near Litchfield Road. We have an accident sitting off right.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. So great ideas can happen right now. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Got a car-loving dad? Nice. We've got a Father's Day sale. Right now, our Armor All Ultimate 8-piece bucket kit is just $25. That's soap, a wash mitt, wheel cleaner, tire shine, glass wipes, and interior wipes. Plus, a bucket to use for the wash. All for just $25 at the AutoZone Father's Day sale. Now through the 16th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The Suns continue to mull a decision on what to do with the 22nd overall pick of the NBA draft, which takes place in just over 2 weeks. The Mercury outlasted the Dallas Wings in double overtime to notch their second straight win and their 6th of the season. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final hits the ice tonight as the Panthers look to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Oilers will attempt to steal one in Sunrise, Florida. I'm Frank Garrity.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
of the Phoenix Suns NBA Finals team. NBA and Suns color analyst Tim Kempton now joins the Roc and Manuch show on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
All right, Tim joins us now on the right to the guest line. Talk about Game 2. But before we do that, Tim, I'd like to get your take on Dan Hurley turning down the Laker job. Did you expect that, or did you think there may have been a chance?
You always think there's a chance, when you go to one of those pro teams, because the pro game is so different. You don't have to recruit anymore. You're concentrating on basketball all the time. You're dealing with men instead of, kids, and cutting class and all that stuff at the collegiate level. But $70 million, that's life changing. So he's got something special going on in UConn, and again, he's the man in UConn. You go to the LA Lakers, you're coaching guys that want to run the team and everything, and we know you got the biggest player GM to ever walk the planet on that team. So there's a lot of good things, bad things to both sides, and obviously Danny Hurley wanted to stay at UConn and continue running that program.
You think that as controlling as Dan Hurley is with that UConn program, that he might have been, what I think I hear you saying to me, might have butted heads with some of the veterans, especially when LeBron James, the quasi-head coach, quasi-general manager?
Oh, without a doubt. In college, the head coach is a man. He controls everything. Storrs, Connecticut is his whole area. And yeah, exactly. When you go to the pros, it's going to be somewhat, but you go to the Lakers, first, obviously, if you don't win a championship, you're a failure there. The money's nice, but he's got a great life. He's got a great thing going in Connecticut and wanted to stay there. And do you want to have to, take a back seat to LeBron James, especially at this point of his career? He's only going to be around for another year or two. So, that's a headache that he just didn't want.
I can identify with that. Working with these two guys, it's a headache I didn't want, but I'm still here, Timmy.
And lucky to have it,
yeah,
Jimmy.
Really. Here's the thing. Tim, do they go then for J.J. Redick? Is he the guy then that is going to be next in line, or is it Borrego, who's the assistant coach that they've been talking to as well?
Yeah, I think James Borrego and Kenny Atkinson would be much better choices for the Lakers in the overall scheme of things. But then again, you have to factor in LeBron James and what he says and decides in the whole situation. But James Borrego's phenomenal. Kenny Atkinson is a guy that's been around the block. He understands the NBA game very well. He's won championships. So I think those two guys are better than JJ, just from the standpoint of all the pressures and everything that goes with the job in Los Angeles.
Are you in Flagstaff, by the way, with the train? I mean, where are you?
You like that, huh? That's pretty good.
Is that Flagstaff? Are you near Flagstaff?
Pretty close.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. We don't want to tell you where you're at, but we're here.
Cooler climes.
Yeah. All right. Game 2. This game was a little tighter, obviously, than game 1. What was your biggest takeaway?
That it really all depends on what the Celtics do. Whatever the Celtics do or don't do is going to factor into how the series goes. Defense again was phenomenal. They're just wearing those guys down, not letting the bench players get involved. You look at Dallas's lineup, and those guys have got to be given shots by Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and the individual defense on those two guys, by the Celtics, doesn't force any rotations, doesn't leave guys open in the corner for three, PJ Washington, Jones Jr. Those guys aren't going to create their own shots. And because of the way the Celtics play defense individually out front, you got Tatum, you got Brown, you got, Derek White is doing a heck of a job. And then, of course, Drew Holiday just makes it difficult. And, just wearing those two guys down, they don't have to worry about rotations. They stay home on those guys. And they're a much more balanced offensive team. Last night it was Drew Holiday. Jason Tatum doesn't have a good game, but it's not a big deal because they have so many good players that can make shots on that Boston Celtic team. And they didn't even shoot the ball that well. They only made 10 threes, and they still had plenty of a game. So it's really up to what the Celtics do, and they're going to have to stub their toe in a big way for Dallas to gain any ground on them, in my opinion.
It's interesting when we've been talking about Drew Holiday, and you talk about Tatum's and Brown, and they're kind of front and center, but there's steady as she goes. Drew Holiday, he just kind of seems to know when to pick it up and when to calm guys down. And his 26 points and with 11 or some rebounds, he just quietly goes about his business. But I call him the closer, Tim.
No, he's phenomenal. We saw it front and center. The Suns had a 2-0 lead on the Bucks a couple of years ago, and Drew Holiday said, "Okay, that's enough, Devin Booker." And he really took Devin out of the series as a young guy that hadn't faced that in the playoffs yet. His first big run. And Drew Holiday to me, he's one of the best players in the league that doesn't get talked about enough. Because he's not flat, just goes about his business, and whatever the team needs at any given moment, he does, and he's just so consistent. He's just so good, and mentally he's so tough. He's not worried about scoring points or whatever. It's just, okay, this is what I'm going to do right now because this is what the team and my guys need right now.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Tim, take me to Luka Doncic and explain to everybody how good this guy is. First off, he can hardly run with a bad sprained knee. He can't breathe. He's all wrapped up he looked like the Michelin Man before the game began. How in the wide world of sport does he have a triple-double and still keep his team in contention with everything that is going on with his body?
You believe all that stuff with Luka Doncic. You've seen him flop and act and be a diva, and you think that's because he's hurt. Those are called excuses. No, I'm just joking.
I know that.
You guys know I'm not a big Luka Doncic fan. I think he goes about. He's very talented. Let me make that first and foremost. Luka Doncic is a heck of a basketball player. I just don't like the way he plays. But that's the perfect example. Luka could go out and get a triple-double, and it really doesn't, mean a heck of a lot in the scheme of things because Boston is just a better team, 1 through 12 or 1 through 8, whatever you want to say, whoever's playing the game. He's a heck of a player. He's got size, so he has the ability to shoot over guys. He's got size to take smaller players down low as well as go against bigger players. He's got great range. And, he's always in control. He's another one of those guys. You don't think of Luka as a speedster or this guy that's going to beat you, with his quickness, but he plays to his timing, his speed, and just wears you down. He's got great court vision, obviously. So, that always helps with his passing. You try to double team him and he throws it over the top of those double teams. Yeah, he's a heck of a ball player. And right now they're just wearing him down. He looks fresh to start the game, but the second half.
So, Tim, aside from Kyrie Irving stepping up and mixing in a shot once in a while, who else is the other individual or individuals that need to step up and help Luka out?
Oh, I think we lost him.
It's a trains.
Yeah, well, gee, we can reconnect.
We're good. We only had a minute left, so that's okay. We'll catch up with him another time. But good to catch up with Tim Kempton. He will join us later in the week from wherever he is. I'm sure much cooler than here. When you hear a train, you know you're not in Phoenix,
especially that train,
or at least downtown.
We know that
Phoenix, you may, but that particular train sounded like Route 66.
Yes,
maybe.
Yep.
Sitting at that old Marley's. He's sitting at that old Marley's, right there on 66, looking over, and he's seeing that train go by.
Either that or that train that's on Flagstaff you hear come on. You hear that echo throughout the chain.
Is what I'm talking about.
No, well,
66,
Route 66.
Yeah,
Marley's.
Flagstaff. Yeah, Marley's. Flagstaff.
So you got a place up there?
He did. Yeah, that's why I said the old Marley's.
Oh, I didn't realize you ever had one up there.
Starting the week off again.
No.
I told you. I know you sent me the email. You apologized for last week. So this week you're going to step up. You missed it, Jimmy B. Rewind. Rewind was all Manuch.
I never had a
you
chance.
mean I was off the hook?
You were on just a little bit. You weren't on long term.
There's trains that go downtown Phoenix too at the current Marley's.
Okay, but
they never knew we had a Marley's up in Flagstaff.
You didn't?
Never, ever.
They had one for a long time.
No, because that train's distinctive. That's a Flagstaff train going.
Exactly.
through there.
Yeah.
If that's what you meant, I had no idea. Didn't have a point of reference.
It's all right.
Now that I know. Okay.
Because you nodded like you knew what I was talking about.
Well, I thought maybe
he always does
the downtown and the downtown Marley's. That's the only one I'm aware of.
Hey, Tim Kempton is brought to you by Fogco. Beat the heat with a patio misting system. We all know mornings and nights are great here in the Valley. Well, how about putting something out there in your backyard or in your pool area that can cool it all the time? Stay cool all summer. Fogco in Tempe. They can give you a free quote by going to the website, fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Or you can call them 800-607-6478. That's 800-607-6478. They've been serving the Valley for over 35 years. Get a quote. Find out if you can put one in your backyard and cool that yard all summer long. That's fogco.com. Coming up, we're going to catch up with Cards former receiver Frank Sanders, get his thoughts on the Cardinals as they focus on minicamp this week. That is next. Listen to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final on the way at 5 as the Panthers look to take a 2-0 series lead, while the Oilers attempt to square the series. All the action coming up here on Fox Sports 910. The D-backs are home this week, starting with tomorrow's series opener against the Angels. Reports say the team could make third baseman Eugenio Suarez available for trade. Some front office moves for the Suns, who hired Matt Tellem as assistant general manager. Brian Gregory is VP of player programming. The Cardinals kick off their 3-day mandatory minicamp tomorrow. That high temperature could top out at 110 degrees. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Sports tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Overnight lows right around 79, and then starting to warm back up as we head into your Tuesday highs near 110 with plenty of sun. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Blue Sky Pest Control. Blue Sky Pest Control, a Rosie on the House certified partner and a trusted choice for pest control solutions valley-wide. Better technicians, better service, Blue Sky Pest Control.
Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer with tons of connectivity options? With Document Solutions of the Valley, you can buy, lease, or rent models that work off of your smartphone. Call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Come celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Unlock your ultimate wedge play with Vokey SM10 wedges. Made for lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us for Father's Day, in-store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability,
Frank
and
is ready.
value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating.
Keep celebrating when you bundle and save with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Big changes in life are often followed by big changes to your hair. Whether it's long, short, Curly, straight, blonde, brown, or even purple. Your hair is an expression of your identity.
Sounds good.
Pantene Infinite Lengths Pro Vitamin Formula rebuilds hair bonds as well as a leading luxury brand to keep your hair healthy so you can authentically express yourself. Pantene is proud to partner with iHeart.
All of those. And if you say chocolate, I'll turn around too.
The entire LGBTQ plus community. Links of strength. Strength.
I like jazz.
Learn more at cancancelpride.com.
Don't let prostate cancer sideline you. Early detection can save lives. Talk to Arizona urology specialists about getting screened. Arizona Urology Specialists. Personal care for life's most personal issues. Visit ArizonaURO.com or call 602.
Do you want the audio right after the bumper?
Check out what DraftKings has to offer.
You want the audio after the intro?
When you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is. Oh, touchdown Auburn! Sanders touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch. Now on Fox Sports 910.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD3. Also on the iHeartRadio app. You heard the selection on draft night. Frank Sanders is joining us right now. You can always follow Frank at Frank Sanders 81. Frank Sanders 81 on X. Welcome, my man. Great to have you on. So they make the pick, which was the most obvious selection that every Arizona Cardinal fan wanted to hear. After the OTAs and we get ready now for a mini camp, where are you on Marvin Harrison?
I'm liking the things I hear. I'm liking the things I see. Of course, that was the right decision. The Cardinals needed to upgrade our receiver room. Gregory Dortch was the man for over the likes of Hollywood Brown, Rondell Moore, and we had Gregory Dortch, an undrafted free agent who ended up being the number 1 receiver. Marvin Harrison, without a doubt, was the right pick. But in truth, what you've been watching and hearing coming out of OTAs has been nothing but good. So I'm liking that. You know, when we first got him and you guys asked me what I thought about him, I said he had one job to do, which was to prove why he was the top pick. Why was he the Arizona Cardinals' overall top pick? And I think he's doing a good job of that.
Frank, when you heard Jonathan Gannon telling him to tone it down, could you imagine Jonathan Gannon telling Jerry Rice or Frank Sanders to tone down your workouts? I don't know. I hear that and go, wait a second. This kid's got a format. He's got to regulate. You tone it down, save yourself. What? I mean, that was kind of a first for me to hear that from a head coach.
I agree with you, but I think one of the things that these coaches, man, the way the mindset is right now is that the season they picked up an extra game. No more 4-game preseasons. Now they got 17 weeks. That's a long season in the NFL. You guys know that. We've watched guys come and go, and injuries happen. And then they miss the first part of the season, and you hope you get these guys back. I could see that, but I also could see it from a young rookie receiver coming in, wanting to prove himself, wanting to get out and catch the ball and run 60 yards down the field and try to score every time he catches the ball in practice and try to prove to his teammates, man, that this is what I'm accustomed to at Ohio State. We practice at a high level, we play at a high level, and here's the results: we win national championships, we go to big bowl games, and I think that's the start of attitude that you need to have. But at the same time, the coach has to make good decisions on trying to keep guys healthy, because it's definitely a long football season.
Well, as Jimmy alluded to, OTAs, mini camps will be over Thursday. What do you tell Marvin Harrison Jr. between now and training camp? They got 5-6 weeks. Obviously, he seems like a responsible citizen, won't do anything stupid or out of whack. But from the football side, what would you recommend for him, whether it be the mental side or the physical side?
Both, honestly. I mean, mentally you got now he has to adjustment. Like first you get drafted, you come in, when you get a day or two and then you fly back, you fly into the town that drafted the town of the team that drafts you. You start off with mini camps, you go from that, you make the adjustment of trying to buy a home or a place to live. You're trying to get yourself situated. So that's the mental adjustment right now is moving fast. His contract is on the table right now. You got to figure out what those numbers look like. Of course, he has some, some NIL money that he's still got in his pocket from last year, so he's doing okay right now. But when the real money shows up, that in itself, he has to make those adjustments mentally. Physically, you got to stay in shape, and you only got to get better because the season is long. You got to prepare your mind and your body physically for that. We guys know that, the college championship, you walk away with probably 14 to 16 games. NFL, you're at 22, 23 before you win the Super Bowl. And that's just a long season. So he has to do both. And he has to act like he wants to be the number one guy from week one all the way until this thing is over.
All right, let me follow up then on something you said earlier. You said 17 games, long season. Where are you on the possibility of that 17-game season moving to an 18-game season and just 2 preseason games?
You know what? I always think that you individually and as a team. I think there's so many things that are happening right now with OTAs and how many practice these guys get. That's a good question right there. You stumped me right there. I was kind of like,
come on,
I'm
Frank,
4
get your A
preseason
game
games.
on. Get your A game on.
Here's the crazy thing. No, man, because I'm 4 preseason games because here's what happens. We watch teams that have veteran quarterbacks and veteran players, and they don't need 3 preseason games because they're ready on week 1, week 2, week 3, and they look like that. But when you have young quarterbacks and young coaching staff, and you have a bunch of young guys coming in, getting ready to play, those first 2 weeks of training camps and what it takes to learn how to play at that level and how to practice at that level is such a short time when you really got on pads. Like right now, they don't have on pads. And so these guys are patty cake, baker's man. They right here touching each other like it's you playing with your kid, with your daughter, your son in the backyard. It's not the same. But when the lights come on and it's real football, the money's there, correct. The fan base is there. That's even more money for the owners. But when it comes to the players, you got to train and get yourself physically ready to play that at that level. So I'm still a big fan of. I'll take 3 weeks. I'll take the 3 weeks of training camps because the young guys need to see it. How about this here? Let's add this to the table. We've watched football for years, and we've seen the exact same formula that coaches take no matter what the week is in the preseason. The very first week, the first team comes out and gives you 12 plays. And then the rest of the team the rest of the game in the first preseason game is all the guys that's trying to make the team. The second week comes in, then you see the first team will go out probably about a quarter and a half to halftime, and then they're done. And then the third week, you see now it's the third week you would see the first team go first all the way to the third, and then they're out. That's building up for 4 quarters of football. And if you just give me 2 weeks, then that's not really an opportunity to kind of develop your team at that level and to get those guys ready for 4 quarters of football. Remember this here. 4 quarters of football is hard to coach and it's hard to do if you want teams to go out and play and be effective and efficient. If you don't want that, then, we can get jamboree football all day long, and if the fans are okay with that, go with that.
The jamboree football. Yeah, get the 5 teams that circulate every quarter. All that being said, Frank, number one, for you personally, how many games or preseason games did it take for you to go, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for that opening game on September 5th or September 6th from that particular standpoint? And are you more comfortable with the younger quarterback, or are you more comfortable with that veteran guy that you guys are hitting on all cylinders?
It takes 3 weeks. It would take me 3 weeks because of the way the system is set up, which is the first team doesn't practice a whole bunch. Once we get the first week, you're only doing 10 or 12 plays or whatever the first script is, and then we're off and we're taking our shoulder pads off and eating Skittles and hot dogs and stuff like that after the first preseason game. But then the second preseason, you got to know what it feels like to come out of halftime and what it looks like, how to get the engine revving going again and how to get the melody. What is it like to go on a 12-play drive or a 13-play drive? All those things start to matter, especially when you're trying to get rhythm with some new pieces on the board. A veteran quarterback makes that extremely easy. The coach can call the plays. The veteran quarterback can come in. He can read the defense. He makes his drops. He gets the ball out of his hand in timing. and timing, and rhythm. But when you got a young quarterback, the game is moving faster. You're trying to figure out what they're trying to do, what the defense is doing. Even if it's just a base defense they're giving you, but there are superstar athletes on the other side of the football field that are just, some guys are ready to play, some guys are not. So I would definitely say it takes me about 3 weeks. It would take me 3 weeks, even with the system that they have right now.
He's Frank Sanders joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Who do you like in the U.S. Open this week?
Another one, you stumped me again.
You gonna go chalk? I mean, what are you gonna go chalk? I don't. Or what?
You know what? I think you got to take the field, man. You got to take the field versus Scotty, and I'm taking the field. Scotty's gonna be everyone's aboard, but I got to take the field. I just think that he's come off 2 good weeks where golf has been played extremely hard. But my mindset is that I think that the field right now is propped and ready to go to to take away a win from him.
He's Frank Sanders, former Raven.
We're gonna start a fight.
1 year Raven.
Frank, isn't Rock just that guy?
Roll Tide.
That always just stirs. He's just that guy,
Tequila.
It's like those kickers in the locker room. They're always up to some shenanigans.
Yeah, but those kickers win games for you, Manuch. I don't know why you always think you. If there were kickers, you wouldn't have had a job in the NFL that you held.
The necessary
you were a holder.
Evil.
You would not have had a job in the NFL if there wasn't kicking.
The necessary evil, those kickers.
This dude said Roll Tide. I can't believe that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mix them up sometimes.
Yeah.
School in Alabama. They're all the same, right? Whatever. Thank you, Frank. Have a good week, buddy.
Love you guys, man. Have a good one.
Same, Frank. That's Frank Sanders, Cardinals ambassador.
He's the freaking best. He is.
Because he likes to give it, and he'll take it.
Yes, he will.
He does.
Yep.
He does.
It's good.
But yeah, I did a nice job. Hey, if you're just joining us, the big news today, Dan Hurley is not going to the Lakers. So for you Laker fans, I am so sorry.
Cry me a river, Lakers fans.
I'm anxious if they're going to go to Redick or not. I have a feeling they're not. I don't think he wants the job.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't think he fits the LA Laker persona. If that's the way. You're going to wear your hat backwards when you're doing interviews in the post game.
Are you going to allow LeBron dictate your coaching attire?
I disagree on that. I think JJ working with LeBron on the podcast that they do.
Why ruin a good friendship?
Has opened up that door. I just think that I think they probably have some common ground there. Now, can he coach? I don't know that. But if you're just saying JJ Redick's really not in, I disagree with that.
Here, Learning Row, one call is next. It will be the final call in the MLB game in London. Is outstanding between the Mets and the Phillies on Saturday. We will have, or yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. It's good stuff. You'll hear that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports Line 10.
Valley traffic from
Thank
the
you.
Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
202 Santan Freeway eastbound near Alma School Road, accident off right. 202 Red Mountain Freeway westbound approaching 24th Street. We have a crash off right. And 101 Pima Freeway northbound. This is the on-ramp from Cactus Road. We have a wreck.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a Biggie Bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezia's, a family and catering tradition.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Can't believe tax season is here already. But look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the Learner and Row. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Learner and Row, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Smith against Castellanos. Wants to take his
Your life?
Raven in the circumstances. He must be feeling so much pressure out there. Not the closer by any stretch of the imagination. That's Edwin Diaz. It's a closer by committee. He's the man today with the pressure on his shoulders. And Castellanos' bat explodes. And they're going to get the runner at home. They're going to get the double time to win the game. What an end. Shattered bat. The runner out at home plate. And the ball fired into the glove. And the first baseman, Peter Monzo. And the New York Mets somehow withstand the Phillies rally. And they win game 2 in London 6-5. 17 hits. What drama. What a game. What a finish.
How about that? TNT with the call. Sure sounded like a soccer match to me.
It did.
It was great.
Very
Absolutely
descriptive.
great.
I mean, that bat explodes. Ball goes, 3 feet? Well, hell of a play by the catcher for the Mets to do that, to tag it and throw that out there. But the flavor, the British flavor for baseball.
Hey, what's on tap tonight? You got the Stanley Cup Final Game 2. Panthers hosting the Oilers. They're up 1-0. 5 o'clock on ABC 15 Plus. You can hear it here on Fox Sports 910 and on the iHeartRadio app, or I should say on HD 99.9 HD 3 on the FM dial. So check that out if you want to listen to the game. It's kind of cool to hear the game over the weekend, as we are your home for the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep.
No NHL team, but we are supporting hockey.
All right, guys, our State 40 roughing injury call question of the day. What has been the key for the Celtics' first 2 wins over the Mavericks in the NBA Finals? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it the tenacious defense, 45% field goal percentage, balanced scoring, or the better bench? Folks have chimed in at 62.5%, saying the tenacious defense followed by the balanced scoring and the better bench, 12.5%. At least they got a bench. Would you get 9 points out of the Mavericks bench
Not
last
a lot.
night?
That's correct.
I mean, it's, hey, Kyrie, don't be afraid to chip in here at any particular time.
Anytime you want to score over 20.
But you know what? As much as, Luka scored, they were all over him. I mean, they made him work.
Oh.
He looked gassed. I mean, obviously with the rib and the knee and whatever else, but they were making him earn every possible shot.
So what does that tell you then, Manuch, about how good a player he is?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
He is just he may have surpassed the Joker as maybe the best player in the world. It's close.
Does Slovenia teach the one-legged jump shot, the Joker, and Luka Doncic? That little fadeaway.
Yeah, which he opened the game with.
Yeah.
It's like you see him all wrapped up.
Yeah,
The national anthem, and it's like, oh,
he
man.
looked like the Michelin tire man.
Between Germany and Slovenia, the one-legged jump shot
All
fadeaway.
Yeah.
That the guy could score to have a triple-double on one leg and a hard time breathing because of the ribs.
Yep.
He's phenomenal. I mean, I look at him, and I think he and the Joker, quite frankly, two best players in the NBA.
I agree.
And, 6'8" to 6'10", and just they can score and do anything from anywhere. That's the thing that's amazing about these two guys. But
I'm curious if his weight is going to be an issue. If you watch some of the highlights that they were showing yesterday, or I should say 2 nights ago, of him back in overseas, and he was so thin.
Yeah,
and he is a big guy now.
He's bulked up pretty
I
big.
mean, a lot.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if that weight is why he's creating
on his knee.
Yeah, it's creating some issues on some of the injuries.
he's a big man. You know, you look at
but
that.
he was never big before.
Yeah.
Like if you see pictures of him when he was coming out of college,
right,
to play here, when he was the first round pick or second round pick, you're like saying, okay, this guy's he's skinny. Now he's put on. It looks as though I don't know the number, but it looks like he's put on like 50 pounds.
Think about Porzingis when he came out. He was tall, skinny,
slanky. He's put some meat on.
Yeah, he has. I mean, and rightfully so. And Joker's been the same way as well too.
Joker though was pudgy when he arrived.
Baby fat.
He was baby fat.
He's leaned out.
He has worked on his body like you cannot believe, and obviously it is translated extremely well.
They went. This kid can play. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can.
He found the weight room and the conditioning.
Oh man, he runs the floor the entire game, Manuch.
So Luka's 229.
That's what they list him at.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very gracious 229.
I bet he's closer to 240.
Yeah, but the way he moved.
Good job. 1 pound.
No, you said 229.
He said 240.
I thought you said 239.
Oh, did you? I thought you said 229.
If I said 229. Yes, I did.
Okay.
My mistake. Hey, I apologize. I messed up there.
I'll
take full blame.
Make this is on the rewind.
But no, what I do differently than you guys is I admit that I screwed up.
We don't screw up, Rock. You just mishear us. That's all it is. Mishearing us. Hey, guys, tomorrow we'll be in studio, believe it or not. Kyle Vandenbosch will join us. Talk to Grant Afseth, beat writer for the Mavericks, to find out what's going on with Kyrie and his game. And then Bob McManaman talking about the Cardinals, all things minicamp. What can they figure out in minicamp with a 6-week layoff to happen?
Hey, appreciate you hanging out with us. If you missed anything, go to rockandmanuch.com. We're up on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X.
20.
So check it out. So for our friends here at Casino Arizona, we